This is a production of Hockey Night in Oswego. Only on WTOP.
Snow is on the ground, wind is in the air. Laker faithful are back packing the Deb, and all is right here on the campus of SUNY Oswego. For the first game this spring semester, we're back here in the rink to celebrate Power Play Youth Hockey Night. It's the 12-6-1 Oswego Lakers taking on the 11-7-1 Cortland Red Dragons right here on WTOP 10. Welcome back to the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena, everybody. I'm your host for the evening, Luke Rosenthal, as we take a look around some of the youth players around this Oswego team. I am, of course, joined with me today by the lovely, the talented, and the very well-dressed, may I add, Tommy Tallarino and Michael Shadler. How are we feeling tonight, fellas? You excited to be back?
Syllabus week is almost over, and the best way to cap it off is another Oswego men's hockey game. I'm excited. It's going to be a great night.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be back in the Deb, and where else would you rather be than Hockey Night in Oswego, where the stakes could not get any higher?
Absolutely. Where else would you rather be? And guys, we're going to start off with the SUNYAC standing. This game right here is a pivotal one in terms of playoff seeding and SUNYAC seeding as we take a look at the SUNYAC standings right here. Some would even call this a must-win game for the Lakers, Tommy.
Yeah, right now they're sitting up top, like you see right there, with 16 points. They're 8-2 in the conference, 3 at home and 3-1 at home for conference game. But right behind them is Plattsburgh. You know, they're 7-2-1 in the conference. They're averaging about 3.5 goals a game, and they've won 4 in a row. And then right behind them, you got the powerhouse, Geneseo. They're still 6-2-1. There's neck and neck in the conference right there, 1-2. And they're also averaging 3.5 goals a game. It's really tough right there with those top three.
Yeah, I mean, this game is as big as it gets for a regular season game. The Lakers have to keep winning to lock that #1 seed, and a loss would be absolutely detrimental at this point in the season.
And now we're going to take a look around the SUNYAC. We got some pivotal matchups around here. Plattsburgh going to Brockport and Potsdam going to Geneseo. What sticks out to this around the SUNYAC, fellas?
For me, it's the Plattsburgh game. You know, if things go right, they could be tied for first or in first with a win, and if Oswego loses here tonight. As for Geneseo, they should handle business right now against Potsdam.
All right, and now it's been a while since we've had a full perch up here, but that doesn't mean that Oswego hasn't been playing games over the winter break. They played in 2 tournaments and six games in total, 2 SUNYAC games. And we're going to take a look right here at some of those games going into this one tonight. You look here, Oswego in that tournament going 6-2 against Halsum, and then 3-2 against Adrian. Guys, what sticks out to you about these games right here?
Yeah, they had a home tournament to start off further between the break. You know, they had a tough match against Adrian, a lot of penalties in that game. But what stood out to me was Noah Bull and Matt McQuaid. They stepped up in that first game. They each scored 2 goals, got the 6-2 win against St. Anselm, and then they go to the next tournament. You know, they tie with Potsdam, but they do shootouts in the tournament, and then they also played Plattsburgh again. So it was interesting matchups.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs here. They couldn't complete the sweep against Platty, a big 6-1 loss. But at the end of the day, all that matters is this game right now and ensuring their 1 seed here, Luke.
Yeah, guys, and as we head closer to the playoffs, you know, these 2 teams are on really similar paths. You take a look at Cortland's last 2 games against Potsdam and Plattsburgh, and for Oswego against Plattsburgh and Potsdam, just a little flip around right there as we're going to take a look at these 2 games right here, these last games for Cortland. They took a 2-1 loss to Potsdam, with Sutter Donegan scoring the lone goal for them.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I noticed about the Lakers' encounters and Cortland's encounters is that Cortland, their losses and their wins to Plattsburgh, they handled Plattsburgh a little easier than the Lakers did, and that's going to play a factor into today's contest.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Oswego, they're coming off of a 4-3 win over Potsdam with Warmouth, Arkin, Connor Gatto, and Connor Sleeth, a pair of Connors scoring right there. Now, we sat down with Coach Ed Gosick to talk about the importance of these second half games as we inch closer to the playoffs.
There really are no excuses. Every game is a playoff game. We're fighting to stay in the spot that we are each and every weekend, as is everybody else. So, you know, I know the playoffs start here in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, but the playoffs start now.
Now, as we head closer to the playoffs, guys, these two teams are on really similar paths. As I said, Cortland is 2-1 against Potsdam, and Oswego coming off a big win in the SUNYAC. What do you guys expect for this night's matchup?
This is the start of the biggest stretch of the season for them coming up. They got a lot of SUNYAC matchups. They're playing at home for most of them. I expect a lot more cleaned up hockey compared to the last 2 times out for the Lakers.
Yeah, gents, I expect nothing less than a thriller. And Cortland, you might as well call them the Road Warriors because they're 7-2 on the road. They're the big dogs on the road. So tonight, let's see if who really has the advantage tonight.
Yeah, and we're going to see. It should be a good, high-scoring game into this one. But we stepped away with Captain Ryan Bunka as he talked about there being no more excuses going forward. Coming up, we're going to go North Country trips to the tunnel and hanging out at home right here on WTOP 10.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Ice Arena, the pregame show as the Portland Red Dragons come to the Deb to take on the Oswego State Lakers. I'm your host for the evening, Luke Rosenthal, joined with me, Tommy Tallarino, Michael Shetler. Now, guys, let's get into this Cortland trip up north. They took a 2-1 loss to Plattsburgh just last Saturday, not even more than a week ago, and we're going to take a look at that game right about now. It was Sutter Donegan to score the lone goal against Plattsburgh, and obviously they beat Potsdam. Very similar paths for them and the Lakers over the past few weeks.
Yeah, Cortland, they walked away with 1 SUNYAC win out of the 2. They needed that to get above 500 in conference, but the offense was on full display against Potsdam. 7-3 win, 45 shots. Nothing more you can ask for out of that offense. Luca Durante ended up making 33 saves on the night in goal. And as for the Plattsburgh game, that's a close defensive game, 2-1. They played very physical. They stayed disciplined, didn't get in the box, only had 2 penalties, and just had a tough break, walking away with a 2-1 loss.
Absolutely, and now we're going to move to Oswego because they also took a trip up north. They're coming off of a big win against those same Potsdam Bears that Portland had just lost to a few weeks prior. We're going to take a look at some of these stats right here as we look at the film from this one. What do you think of that one, Scheller?
Yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful shot right there. It was a back-and-forth game. Obviously, Oswego fighting hard, but taking the loss to Platty despite a hard fight. And, yeah, both teams won to Potsdam, lost to Plattsburgh. A little different outcomes. Cortland handled Potsdam a little more easily than Oswego did, but at the end of the day, both won and both lost the same contest, and both are looking for a win here today.
Absolutely, no doubt. Now, Oswego, we're 3-2-1 over the winter breaks. Those are some of the games that these fans obviously couldn't, really attend because school wasn't in session, but they're looking to have a big comeback here today. Now, we spoke and sat down with Captain Ryan Bunka, as he talked about there not being any more excuses for this Lakers squad moving forward.
Definitely got to be better. First we come back from a break, but definitely no excuses. We got to come more prepared, play our game. Not much more to say. Nothing really went our way on the weekend as well.
Yeah, guys, and you have to think if this Lakers squad wants to make a deep run into the playoffs, they're not going to have to look back at some of these losses that they took over the break.
Yeah, he summed it up best. They didn't play well at all, and they know it. They have to turn things around. The bad thing is, Platte game, the second one, was a SUNYAC game. The one they did win wasn't because it was in a tournament game. It's tough to beat a team 3 times in a row. And Oswego, they weren't themselves in that last Plattsburgh game.
Yeah, and the thing with Bunka, accountability is huge. He knows that this team isn't playing necessarily to their full potential, but they're not out of the water yet. They have the 1 seed, they're sitting, they have nothing to worry about. They just got to keep playing like they've been playing. They got to keep it up, and they can walk away with a 1 seed, but it all starts tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is almost a battle of 2 powerhouses, guys. Cortland has been extremely dominant on the road. Oswego's been extremely dominant at home, going 5-2 at home. What do you think they're going to need to do to really keep teams worried about coming in here and taking the team up on the ice?
I think they just have to play to their strengths and try to have that crowd behind them. We know how rowdy this crowd can get. We've seen it during Plattsburgh games. It can get like that against other teams in the SUNYAC.
Oh, absolutely. Now, we sat down with not Ryan Bunka, excuse me. It's Ryan Dickinson. He talked about the importance of defending the ice here in the Deb.
Yeah, no, it's the best, right? Like I think we have one of the best facilities in college hockey, and then, obviously the crowd we get really brings the juice for the guys, so it's an exciting time, and hopefully we can clinch home ice for playoffs as well.
Now this team, as we just spoke about, 5-2 at home. They're 6-4 on the road. What do you think it is about this environment, Michael, that just makes it so hard for teams to come in here?
Listen, I think the Deb is rowdy when it needs to be, and this home ice advantage is ever so important. And the Deb is going to have to get rowdy tonight, because that will be rowdy up on the perch the whole game.
Rowdy's the name of the game as the lights go off behind us. We're getting ready for the
game
here. If you look at the screen, Oswego 5-2 at home. Now we're going to throw it to a quick break here, but on the way back, don't miss out, because we're going to be talking about man advantages. Manny, and we're going to send it over to our commentators for Bubba's Breakdown. Don't miss anything. We're going to be right back here on WTOP 10.
Shine on that black.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
I think you could build a house here with how many bricks are being laid in this game.
That is a rapid nosedive, and it is at the point of no return, guys. Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
And we're back at the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena for the pregame show as the Cortland Red Dragons take on the Oswego Lakers. I am Luke Rosenthal. Joined with me is Tommy Tallarino and Michael Shetler. Now, guys, it seems like the past few months, one of the big topics of discussion for this Oswego Lakers team has been their special teams. They've been up and down during the season, Tommy.
Yeah, it seems like every game we're talking about how rough the special teams has been for the Lakers this season. Number 9 in the SUNYAC, which is the second worst in the conference for the penalty kill. 78.8%, taking a total of 162 penalties, not the best right there. But on the other hand, they're about middle of the pack for the power play, around 20%. And then, as you see, Cortland, they are just killing it on the special team, Shetler.
Yeah, Cortland special teams is certainly not lacking, and Cortland, no pun intended, are red hot. Second best power play, second best penalty kill. But the one thing I noticed, these stats aren't necessarily that different between the two teams when you're looking at it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Oswego ranked 9th in penalty kill percentage and 4th in power play percentage. Should these two teams stack up quite nicely. Now we're going to send it down to our super senior sideline reporter and 10-year Oswego veteran, Pat Machado. Pat, what do you got for us, buddy?
Thanks, guys. It's the first game of the spring semester and the final game of the month of January, and the fans are continuing to pile into the Deb for this absolutely crucial late-season SUNYAC tilt with playoffs just under a month away. And as the Lakers prepare to take on the Red Dragons in their second and final league matchup of the year, Coach Gosick is bringing out the blender. Tommy Cahill moves down to the second line with Calabufo and Trent Grimshaw on the wings. Grimshaw is back in the lineup tonight, taking the spot of Connor Sleeth on the right wing. Sleeth goes down to the third line so he can center Andriaki and McQuaid. Shane Bull gets promoted up to the first line with Connor Gato and Alex DiCarlo on the wings. Oswego opting for the extra defenseman tonight instead of the forward. Drake Semrad is back in the 19. And with 5 games remaining for the Oswego State Lakers after this one, and 4 teams in the race for the top seed in the SUNYAC, it's shaping up to be the most exciting conclusion to the regular season in the last decade. For more on tonight's matchup, we send it up to the Steve Levy press box. Thomas Turgeon, Kyle Spizak, over to you.
Thanks, Pat. We've got quite the goalie matchup here tonight between Cal Shell and Luca Durante. Both netminders have played a majority of games this season. Shell posting a 9-5-1 record with a 925 save percentage. Durante 9-6-1 with a 915 save percentage. So very similar tendies stat-wise tonight. Shell and the Lakers had a 5-4 win against the Dragons in Alumni Arena. But Turge, as a former Tendy yourself, tell us a bit about these goalies' play styles.
Well, it's completely different play styles. The stats won't lie, though. Save percentage for both these goaltenders, fantastic. Luca Durante, noted as one of the better goaltenders in Division III last year, kind of had an early season slump for the Red Dragons, but he's right back to top tier, trying to claw away at that GAA of 3.14, trying to bring it right back down under 2. On the other hand, Cal Shell, he got a game rest against Potsdam and got pulled against Plattsburgh, and now he's back in the lineup tonight, looking to get a huge 2 points on the line for Oswego. Really, they can't afford to lose another SUNYAC conference game, as the guys mentioned on the pregame show. So overall, you look at this matchup, I think it's going to go both ways. I mean, the goaltenders, both of them are phenomenal. Shell a little bit taller. He's going to go more with a barfly stature. On the other hand, Luca Durante, he's very sporadic, more of a hybrid style type of goaltender. He likes to be on the top of his paint and really challenge those shooters, so you're going to need a lot of traffic and contest him.
So if we take a look going into this matchup, Turge, what are some of the things that we're going to be looking forward to?
Well, if you like physicality, get ready, because this is 2 of the teams that are really notable for being physical in the SUNYAC, the other one being really Fredonia. And Cortland really models that same style as Fredonia. They'll run and gun, but they're going to be physical on you. They're going to press you in the corners. Oswego, on the other hand, they're going to try and go back to the way they like to play, as they really didn't get much done besides 2 points in Potsdam last weekend in Plattsburgh. Coach Gosick said they didn't really have anything work for them the other night against Potsdam. The hockey gods gave them a little chip of good luck. On the other hand, it's going to be a very physical matchup. Maybe a little sprinkle of offense in there, but we won't be the ones to make the judgment. We'll let the guys on the ice decide.
Yeah, it should be a really good, tough, hard-nosed game, but that's enough from us right now. We're going to throw it back over to Luke Rosenthal and the other fellas on the perch. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, Bubba. Thanks, Spizak. Lights are dimmed here. Crowd is packed, and we're going to get right into some action in a little bit here. But before that, you know, what do you think of this? What do you think of this crowd? It's our first night back, guys. Everything, the vibes are great here in the Deb. Isn't it a great feeling being back here?
You know, I hear. Oh, sorry.
It's an amazing feeling. That's all I got. Go ahead.
Absolutely. You know, I hear the noise. The little Lakers are on the ice. They got the lightsabers. The Deb is packed. I hear the noise. This might as well be a playoff game. It's high stakes. It's do or die. Let's get this thing rolling.
We got a playoff atmosphere here, but we're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. On the other side, we're going to have game picks, players to watch, and then puck drop right after that. Don't miss anything. WTOP 10.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
And we're back here in the Deb for the pregame puck drop coming up quickly as the Cortland Red Dragons take on the Oswego State Lakers in a pivotal SUNYAC matchup. I'm Luke Rosenthal for the Perch alongside Tommy Tallerino and Michael Scheller. Guys, it's time to get into the P's. That's players to watch and picks. Scheller, why don't you give me your player to watch for Cortland?
You know, Cortland, make sure to look out for junior forward Cameron Knowlton. He had 2 goals, 2 assists in his last matchup against the Potsdam Bears, and I don't see him slowing down tonight. The stakes are high, and I see a good performance out of Knowlton here tonight.
I'm also going with a junior for Cortland, Nate Burke. He is a seasoned veteran out there on the ice. 8 goals, 9 assists on the years, a plus-minus of 13, highest on the team so far this season. He's killing it so far in 19 games.
And for the Lakers, you already know, make sure to watch out for Alex the Dog DiCarlo. He leads a team with 9 goals, 17 points, an absolute stud, an integral part of this Lakers offense, and he is going to go off here tonight.
And then right behind him, you got the Swiss Army knife, Shane Bull. He's my player to watch. He leads the team, 9 assists, passes the puck very efficiently, and he finds the back of the net well with 7 goals on the year.
Now, guys, we got your players to watch, but who do you think is coming away with the win? Tommy, who you got?
I'm going 3-2 Oswego in this one. You know, they're on a 4-game win streak against Cortland. They're about to make it 5, like it's a $5 meal deal at Burger King.
Tommy, I like the prediction. Unfortunately, the score, you're wrong. It's going to be 4-2. Lakers coming out with a win. How about them Lakers?
You know, guys, I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I don't think the Lakers are just going to score 1 goal.
What?
2 goals.
What?
3 goals.
What?
4 goals.
What?
5 goals. History's going to repeat itself. It was 5-4 earlier in the season. It's going to be 5-4 here tonight. Lakers win 5-4. And clean sweep for the Lakers here, right?
Lakers all day, baby. Come on now.
All right, guys, got any final thoughts before today's game?
I can't wait. It's going to be a great one.
Electric
great physical game. It's electric already. I'm already getting goosebumps.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. We're in for a thriller here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Now, puck drop is next. But soon, we're going to send it over to our PA announcer, Mark. He's going to announce who's singing our national anthem tonight. Actually, scrap that. Guys, 599 goals the Lakers have scored against the Cortland Red Dragons here tonight. Who do you think gets the 600th goal? It's an historic night here in the Deb.
I'm going with the guy who sat down with Thomas Turgeon earlier this week, Tommy Cahill, the big man. I think he's going to find the back of the net in this one.
Okay.
You know, Tommy, good pick. Once again, you may be wrong. I'm going Shane Bull gets it in the back of the net for the first goal here tonight.
I'll take it. It's my player to watch. I win either way.
I got to support, you know?
Yeah, no, the great picks as always. So, guys, it's been, a historical matchup between these two teams. Cortland has not won a game in the Deb since 1994. Our sideline reporter, Pat Machado, was the color commentator on that game, I believe. He was there. He watched it firsthand. What do you guys think the Cortland Red Dragons need to do to win this game?
They got to stay disciplined and not end up in the box.
Not end up in the box? What do you got?
Yeah, they got to play a well-rounded matchup because these Lakers are coming hungry. They know what's at stake, and they're just not going to let the Cortland Red Dragons slip in here and take a win.
Absolutely. Now, we're going to send it down to our PA announcer, Mark. He's going to introduce the national anthem singer. We got some national anthem singing on the broadcast tonight for you guys as puck drop is coming up soon.
Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that her flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And after a absolutely stellar performance from Lorenzo Vecino down there with the national anthems, we are set to begin some Lakers hockey here in the Deb. I'm Kyle Spizak. To my right of me is the one and only sports director, Thomas Turgeon. And Thomas, we talked a little bit about the game in the pregame, but how about we just delve into a little bit further? This is a do-or-die game for the Lakers.
Wow. First off, absolutely, what a performance down there was. Excellent live performance by him, and gave me goosebumps. If you didn't want to run through a wall before the game, now you definitely do. And these Oswego State Lakers need to run through that Cortland Red Dragon wall to get a huge 2 points in SUNYAC play.
Without a doubt, the Lakers right now, if we take a look at the SUNYAC standings, there's a 1-point difference between the Lakers and Plattsburgh State in the SUNYAC right now. And not far behind is Geneseo, 3 points behind. So really it's at the point of the season where if the Lakers lose one and another team wins another, that could ruin their seeding when it comes to playoff time in the SUNYAC.
Absolutely, and it's really a three-legged race right now. Cortland a couple points behind the top three dogs in the SUNYAC. That's Oswego, Plattsburgh, Geneseo in that order. Geneseo gets Potsdam tonight. Plattsburgh gets Brockport. And with that being said, any team that loses in those top three, it's a really, you got to win out, and then you're going to need some help from those teams down below. So a Brockport matchup against Plattsburgh tonight, a Potsdam matchup against Geneseo, just as important as the one right in front of us, just in a matter of seconds.
Without a doubt, and the Lakers need to win out the rest of their season, essentially, as they're all their remaining games, the next 5 games, they're all SUNYAC games. So huge, huge stretch for the Lakers coming into the beginning, or the end of the season, my apologies, and getting ready for playoffs as we get set to the puck drop right there. Right away, the Lakers win it, and DeCarlo gets it back to Dickinson, who gets it over to Addison. Addison throws it up to Gato, but he's stopped, and that one's going to be thrown down in by Cortland. That one's going to be battled for about at the red line, and a penalty is already called on the Lakers. A very controversial one. They kind of just slid into each other, but Dickinson will find himself in the box for 2 minutes, and we're not even 15 seconds into this game, Turgeon.
Absolutely not, and it's Ryan Dickinson going to the box for a trip, but to my knowledge, from what I can see up here, it wasn't even much of a trip, more of a push and a blown wheel by the Cortland attacker. Oswego now going the penalty kill, and not a good start for the Lakers, and they mentioned in the pregame show, their PK has not been very effective at 78%.
Yeah, 78% penalty kill rate. The second lowest in the SUNYAC as a fanned pass right there from Grupp. Grupp's going to regroup it back a little bit. He's going to come up the near side boards, drops it back off. Coming up against the boards, breaking the line is Satimo. Satimo's going to throw that down into the corner, picked up by Cerrillo. Back behind Satimo. That one's going to be picked up by Seitz. Seitz tries getting it, but it's stopped by the Lakers and thrown down ice by Daniel Calabufo. Picked up by Grupp back in Cortland's defensive zone. He's going to take it behind the net, start wheeling up the sideboards. He's got a little bit of space, and he's just going to elect to dump that one down in. Shell stops it behind the net. Shell going to rip it out himself and gets it back to the red line. Back behind their own goal line is the Red Dragons. That's Ficini. Ficini takes it up a little bit. He's going to dump it off the sideboards to Beaudry. Or sorry, that one is Burke. Burke behind the net. He throws it in front in an opportunity, but they fan on it, and it's going to be pushed out of the zone. Ben Addison with a nice effort there to get it out. On the rush, Noah Bull tries to get it, but messes up the Cortland defense a little bit. But Fucini's coming across, and he's going to dump it into the far side corner. That's going to be picked up by Donegan in the corner. Thrown out in front, and that one's picked up by Knowlton, and a shot opportunity. And a goal early for the Cortland Red Dragons. 18-10 to go in the first period, and that one came quick on an early penalty for the Lakers. And we said it earlier, and they said it in the pregame. The Lakers' penalty kill has been a huge fault for Oswego all season, Thomas.
We can't beat a dead horse, but I'm going to right now. A minute 50 into the contest, you take a penalty 15 seconds into the contest, and you allow your first goal less than 2 minutes in on that penalty kill. And the defensive coverage out in front was blown in front of Shell. And easy tap in for the Red Dragons on that top left corner.
As Grimshaw's coming down the side there, he's going to try to find Calabufo for a rebound in front. He crashes into the net, and the net goes off of the pegs. Bit of a blown tire in front for Calabufo. Nothing intentional there, but Nonetheless, it is a 1-0 game. Oswego got a little bit of a chance there coming down. Grimshaw trying to find Calabufo in front. Couldn't connect on it. But nonetheless, we're here. 17:58 to go in the first period. Both teams really desperate to get this win here today, and it's going to be a really competitive game. Both teams are big and physical. They play hard-nosed hockey where they just dig it into the corners, and taking the face-off was Cahill, but he's going to lose it, and Cortland takes it back. That one's going to be dropped back to Cool. Burke tips that one, and it goes down into the zone, and he doesn't tip it. They're going to call it an icing, and a bit of a scrum behind the net. A Cortland player's throwing hands with Drake Semrad. Semrad's just going to skate away from that one. Cortland still chirping on the way back. That is Satimo.
And we knew we were going to get a physical contest here, and Cortland getting the luck of the draw early, and they're not the only team so far. Plattsburgh already taking the lead early in Brockport. 1-0 Cardinals there. 2 minutes in, and a little over 2 minutes here. It's 1-0 Cortland, fresh off of a power play. So Oswego needs to turn it around and get a couple offensive opportunities on Durante in these next few shifts.
Luca Durante has been a solid tender all year for the Cortland Red Dragons, as we mentioned, a .915 save percentage, but coming up the boards is Burke. He looks in front to find Satimo coming up the middle, couldn't do so. That one bounces off the skate of Bull, and it's picked up by Cool. Burke's going to try to chip that one down in, but it ends up back to Semrad. He gets it back to Gato. Gato off to DiCarlo. That one's going to be turned over in the neutral zone, back down in Oswego zone. Semrad picks it up. A little bit of a mishandle, but he maintains possession of the puck. He was looking for DiCarlo in the center, couldn't get it, and that was an early blown icing whistle, as it was kind of a really close race. That could have went on, I think, Turge.
A very close race, but the determination is the center ice dot of the circles, and it was clearly won by the Cortland defender. So either way, John Cool getting the job done. And in other news, Geneseo still 0-0 against Potsdam. We'll keep an eye on that as well. As it's 1-0 here, though.
And a shot goes wide there from the Cortland Red Dragons, and it's picked up down in the corner by Venaclaus. That one's going to be thrown up ice by Bull, and it's picked up behind the net, behind the red dot by Fuccini. Throwing it along the boards, dumping it back in, picked up behind the net by Shell. He's going to wrap it back up to Semrad. Semrad tries to chip pass, and it's blocked by Jan. To Shane Bull. Shane Bull taking it out. He's just going to chip it around to McQuaid. McQuaid's coming down with a little bit of speed. He tries to get an opportunity in front, and he's pushed down. But that was by Grupp, and Grupp's coming up on his own now. Grupp's had a few good games in a row. He's got 3 points in the last 2 games, but McQuaid takes a shot, and that one goes straight into the glove of Durante. Faceoff will be at the near side circle.
I mean, first shot opportunity for the Lakers. It's been a little over 3.5 minutes since the puck dropped to begin period 1. Their first shot just coming just a couple seconds ago by Matt McQuaid. They got to do a little bit more than a little floater shot into the glove of Durante, because he is a tough tendy to play against.
That one was won back to Nolan Barrett. Barrett, a pickup over the offseason, or not the offseason, the winter break for the Lakers, a transfer from UMass Lowell. As that one's taken away by the Red Dragons, coming up with a little bit of speed is Donegan. Donegan's going to take it up the middle, and he tries finding it into the corner, but he couldn't connect to Clifford. And a penalty is going to be called on the Cortland Red Dragons there, as Ryan Bunka took a big hit over in the corner. And Oswego will find themselves on the power play for the first time here in this game. Taking a look at Oswego's power play stats this year, Turgeon, and they haven't been very good. 197 on the power play this season.
I can tell you what has been good, though. The penalty kill for Cortland, ranked second in the SUNYAC, 88.2% currently for the Red Dragons. And we're good to see Ryan Bunka able to skate back to the bench under his own power, because that was a nasty collision in the boards.
And Calabufo races over to keep that one in at the point. And Dickinson takes a shot. It goes off the crossbar. Off of a tip from Sleeth. But they overskate it, and Sleeth manages to keep that one in. Dumped back down. And what an opportunity here early on the power play for the Lakers.
We've said exactly what Oswego needs to do. They got to get traffic. They get one there, and it rings off the post. A close opportunity so far for Oswego.
That one's dropped back to Dickinson. Dickinson throws it back down to Sleeth once more. Sleeth doing a little bit of move, has 2 defenders on him trying to find somewhere to move the puck. He looks back for Grimshaw, but a weird bounce off the half board. Can't control it. Oswego's on the puck in numbers as they maintain possession. Calabufo gets it to Bull. Bull off a deflection from a Cortland player, gets it over to Sleeth. Sleeth going to drop it back down for a bit of a cycle. That one goes back up top to Sleeth. Sleeth tries getting over to Dickinson, but puts it straight into the pads of Seitz. Dickinson keeps that one down in, and he's trying to find Sleeth. Sleeth can't control it. Calabufo gets it over to him. Sleeth's walking in a little bit, and he rips that one off the ankle of Calabufo, and that one's going to be dumped. Not dumped, it's going to be skated up by Seitz. Seitz has Burke with him. Seitz finds Burke back door, and a save by Cal Shell. Blocking that one away, getting across the crease for that one. And now a race for the puck. DiCarlo's going to beat it out. DiCarlo wraps that one down into the corner, and he hits a quick turn, gets some space. McQuaid over to Cahill. Cahill up to Warmouth. Warmouth on a tear the last couple games, 3 points in 2 games. Back up to Warmouth. Warmouth over to McQuaid. McQuaid with a shot, and that one's a big block from Romano. Warmouth's just going to wrap that one around the glass, and it's going to be picked up on the far side by McQuaid. McQuaid can't keep it in. Back to the red line, Warmouth. They're just going to try to get this puck in as the power play expires. Not a bad power play for the Lakers, Thomas.
Not at all.
And a shot in front from Cahill, and that one slid to stop by Durante.
And back to what we were talking about, that power play opportunity for the Lakers. They get a couple good offensive opportunities. They're moving the puck well. They just weren't able to capitalize on that first one. Cortland's got to stay out of the box. Although Oswego, on the other hand, their power play statistically has not been effective. They look like they have been the faster team these last 2 minutes. Granted, they have been on the man advantage, but even before that, they were beating them to pucks. The one-on-one battles, the little things for Oswego trying to get the job done.
If Oswego wants to win this game, they're going to have to play it fast, as we have a stoppage of play here, trying to figure out what the stoppage is. They're going to take the face-off all the way back down into Oswego's end.
It's looking like Oswego's going to be on the penalty kill, it might be. They will be.
Trying to figure out what's going on here
will.
right now, and they will.
It looks like it's, I'm guessing it's going to be a face-off violation for Oswego. As
Oswego leads the face-off battle 6-2, but it does appear that that was a face-off violation, and they find themselves in penalty trouble once again, Turgeon, something the Lakers can't do. Take penalties in this game, and they've already taken 2 in the first.
They've already taken 2, and we haven't even reached the halfway point in the first, like you said, Kyle, and it's not ideal for Oswego. This is a must-kill, I feel like, against this Cortland team.
Taking that back behind the net is Cerrillo. Cerrillo, though, is up to the point to Grubb. Back to Cerrillo. Cerrillo does a bit of a turn, takes it up to Satimo. Satimo to Grubb. Grubb's going to take it into the center of the ice, and he gets it over to Cerrillo. To Satimo, blocked away. Into the corner, picked up back behind the net by Seitz. Seitz throws it up to Satimo. Nothing comes out of that one, and Calabufo is going to throw that one straight into the scoreboard. Don't see that one very often, do you, Thomas?
You don't see it very often, but at the end of the day, you look at the scoreboard a little bit lower, so a high flip is going to maybe catch that bottom part of the scoreboard here in the depth. Overall, though, it's a delay of game penalty for Cortland, so Oswego's got to kill this one off. Calabufo almost got down the length of the ice. It just met roughly around a giant cube about center ice.
Kind of hard to put it right through that giant cube. As a big shot that's just gloved down from Cortland. A good play by Cortland's defense. That was Burke at the point. Scrum along the boards, and coming up now is Noah Bull. Noah Bull's going to take this in, just kind of dump it down in, and he's going to chase it himself. Noah Bull, not the biggest player, but an absolute dog on the ice. He does not give up. As Smart blows a tire there, now he's got to play catch up. Cortland's got a big advantage here coming down, but nothing comes out of that rush as they can take it over to the boards. Semrad's just going to launch that one far side. Good, smart play to clear the zone. Oswego gets a much-needed change.
And you talk about Noah Bull. He's had a quietly good year for the Lakers. Last year, only 12 games played. This year, already at 17. He recorded his first goal in the Laker program in the Skidmore tourney. So he's been a really good two-way forward for Ed Gosick.
And a big save from Cal Shell down there. That'll be a face-off from the near side circle. And like you said, Turgeon, Noah Bull's really made himself known this year. Not the biggest point getter on this team, but he's a solid two-way forward, which is something this Oswego team needs. They need somebody that can go down, facilitate the cycle in the offense, but also play some hard-nosed defense in their own zone.
Absolutely, and really you need this. You need that two-way forward in your lineup. You have a lot of talent up front with this team, with Cahill, with DiCarlo, with Shane Bull. Shane Bull's been really an ideal two-way forward as well.
The Bull brothers, fantastic two-way forwards as Cahill's going to take that one. That one goes off the shin pad of Smith and down into the zone. Grimshaw picks that up. He throws it up. Barrett with a shot on net, and that one doesn't get past the stick of Cahill. Now Cahill's going against Jan, 9-on-9. Cahill's going to get it. He gets it over to Arkan. Arkan trying to throw it back in front for Cahill. Couldn't connect on that. Some contact down in the corner, frees the puck up, and that one's just going to be dumped back down into Oswego's zone, picked up by Barrett. And Barrett fans on that one, a big mistake, but Cal Shell able to block that one away into the corner. Not an ideal time to make a mistake for Barrett there, Turge.
And a nice pass there by Barrett going right to the other team, though. And a little bit of a fan, but Oswego, they need to really be clean and crisp with their passes. With Cortland, with this team, they like to trap that neutral zone. But when they get the chance to run and gun, they're going to come right at you at full speed.
And Grupp picks that back up down in Cortland's own zone. He's going to chip it over to Anderson. That one's going to be thrown down in by Knowlton. Facing some pressure is Warmouth. He's just going to backhand it over to Semrad. Semrad's just going to chip it up. That one's going to go the length of the ice, and it's called off. No icing to Carlo on the forecheck. Cortland's going to break that one out, but some heavy pressure from Oswego makes it hard to turn anything out of that. Now DeCarlo has a chance. DeCarlo's coming down the near side. Wing DeCarlo with a shot blocked away by Durante. Addison picks it up at the top of the zone. Throwing it in front, looking for Andriaki. Couldn't connect on that one. Andriaki's going to leave it off for DeCarlo. DeCarlo taking it up the half boards. Throws it up top to Addison. Addison just going to dump it back down into the corner. Find some free room on the ice. Sleeth back to Andriaki. Andriaki tries throwing it across the ice. Nobody can get there for the Lakers, and Cortland's going to try to take it out, and Andriaki hits him hard at center ice, but it's going to be a delayed call. Shell gloves that one, and a huge hit from Andriaki coming in the middle.
And a not pretty hit, to say the least. The contact itself looked a little closer to leg on leg. The arm of the official went up a little bit late. I will give him that. However, Oswego going down on the man advantage again. And time again, it's been really not effective for the Lakers.
And we're going to throw it down to our sideline reporter, Pat Machado, for his look on that play.
Thanks, guys. We were talking in the office before the game that the one thing that could spell trouble for the Lakers is if they can't stay disciplined. And with the stakes high for both teams, we're getting a playoff-like style in the opening 12 minutes, which should play towards the Lakers' MO. But with 3 penalties already in the early stages, it'll be interesting to see if Gosick sticks with this philosophy or if he pumps the brakes on the physicality.
Thanks, Pat. Now, as he said, penalties have been a huge problem for the Lakers all year long. And that one is a kneeing penalty. It only goes as a minor, not a major for Andriaki. That one's going to be dumped down by Sleeth. Goes all the way to the other end of the ice. Picked up behind the net by Durante. Dropped off behind the net. Fucini going to take this one out for the Red Dragons. Fucini gets it up the boards, going to Satimo. Satimo back to Fucini. He's going to get the red line and just wrap that one around the boards. And that one gets back out of the zone, picked up by Grupp at the red line. He gets it back to by Serio. Seitz taking it down the boards. Gets stopped by a slew of Lakers. And Dickinson's going to throw someone into the boards there, battling for it. Goes out to the point. Grupp. Grupp walks the blue line. He's going to throw it back over to Serio. Grupp once again has it, and he takes a shot, but it's blocked by Calabufo. Serio at the point. He's looking for something to do with it. He'll go down to the goal line. Looking for Serio again, but couldn't do it. And Cal Shell's on the ground right now. But that won't affect the Lakers as they're able to clear it back down the length of the ice and get a quick change. A pretty good penalty kill for the Lakers so far.
A good kill so far. They got 15 seconds, but you mentioned Cal Shell getting collided with by Burke down there. But overall, Oswego looking to kill off another penalty, and we're only 8 minutes left into the first period. So far, so good somewhat for Oswego State's PK.
And we got players flying all over the ice right now as they're just sitting behind the net for Cortland. They just waited out that one, not willing to risk the penalty kill. As Addison pinches up on that one, he's just going to throw it back down into the corners. And a big hit against the Lakers there. Noah Bull gets hit hard by Fucini, and Fucini's talking to him. but Addison's got it, and Addison's going to get stopped, taken away. Cortland with an opportunity here, goes back behind the net, and the body thrown, and this one just keeps getting more and more physical, and we're only halfway into the first period. Bull going to dump that one back off to Addison. Addison wraps it around, back up to Noah Bull. Bull throws across ice on the backhand, finds Sleeth. Sleeth going to find DeCarlo. DeCarlo coming down, and he shoots it, but he shoots it high. That one goes over the top of the net. Sleeth is there to keep it in, though. Sleeth with a chance of his own. He's going to try to throw it in front to DeCarlo. Taking it the other way now, Cortland's Jan. Jan gets the blue line. He's cutting in towards the middle. He'll drop it off instead. Shell stops that one. Now the other Bull brother, Shane, throws it up to Barrett. Barrett rushing up even though he's a defenseman. Barrett tries to get it towards center ice, can't do so. He gets stopped. Cortland player behind Oswego's defense, but Warmouth pinches up and intercepts the puck before it becomes fatal. And a shove from Gato. That turns the puck over. And Grimshaw with an opportunity in front now. Grimshaw gets pushed down in the corner. Gato in front of Cahill. Cahill with a shot blocked away by Durante. And that one's going to go down for an icing. Faceoff's going to be down in Cortland's zone. And a very hectic span of the last minute, Thomas.
Absolutely, and Kyle, it's like I told you. Oh, wait, I did. It's going to be very physical, and you saw Noah Bull get upended there by Ficini, a little bit of jawing back and forth. But Coach Gosick said it himself, and you heard it in the pregame show. It's playoff hockey at this point. It's a four-way race. Cortland, Plattsburgh, Geneseo, Oswego, all trying to get that first-place seed in the SUNYAC.
Yeah, it's a really, really close race, and it's showing it on the ice right now. Shots are very similar, 6-5, 6-6 now after that Oswego shot. So shots are tied. Cortland has the one goal in the game so far. And the Laker faithful showing out here for the first game of the semester, getting ready for the next couple of home games before it gets into playoff time. And like we mentioned earlier, these next few games are really what's going to determine if the Lakers are able to host a playoff game or not.
Absolutely, and you look at this team, right now they have 6 total penalty minutes. That brings us up to 12 minutes on the clock, so really 8 minutes they've only played 5-on-5, and they've been the better team.
As a nice shot from Calabufo there, just sneaks past the pad of Durante, but it goes wide of the net. Calabufo keeps that one in at the point. He's just going to chip it down in the far side corner. Calabufo with a bit of pressure. Cahill drives by on that one. It's going to be picked up by Bunka, and he's going to get it to Cahill in center ice. Battling with Romano. That one's kept in by the Lakers. Fuccini's behind the net. He's going to throw it over to Romano. Romano, Fuccini, back to Romano. Back to Fuccini again. They're just playing hacky sack with it behind the net now as Satimo gets it. Throws it over across the boards to Fuccini. Fuccini with it once again in Cortland's zone. He's just going to throw that one down the length of the ice, and Shell's just going to cover that one up for a stoppage of play. 5:15 left to go here in this first period.
You haven't seen really many offensive zone opportunities for Cortland besides really on the man advantage for the Red Dragons. On Oswego, on the other hand, they've played either 5-on-5 or a man down so far, and all 7 shots for them were 5-on-5. So you look at it right now, they're looking like the better team 5-on-5. They just got to stay out of the box.
The Lakers do look really solid out here today, but those penalties will kill them if they continue to take them. As Andriaki finds McQuaid. McQuaid over to Sleeth. Sleeth with a shot. That one just goes wide of the net. Andriaki takes it off his skate to keep the puck in play. Robillard, the extra defenseman today, chips that one down into the zone. Sleeth, quick turn. Doing a little bit of a Sidney Crosby move to create a little bit of space. But the Red Dragons are able to get it out of the zone, but picked back up by Robillard. Now moving up the ice is the Red Dragons. They chip it in, but then they're just going to elect for a change rather than anything else. They're throwing it up to Arkan. Arkan couldn't control the puck on that one, and he's going to throw a hit in the corner. Very physical game. They're shoving at each other already. Addison with a hip check there. Creates separation and forces the Red Dragons offside, thrown up the boards, trying to get it to Arkan, but it was stopped by Grupp. Grupp throws that one over across the net or across the ice to Veneclaus. Jan throws it across, nobody there, so it's picked up by Noah Bull. Noah Bull fans on that one, and he gets a hard shove, but he kind of avoids the most of that hit. 2 players on Jan. Jan taken down by Warmoth. And some sticks tied up below the goal line. Thomas, this is becoming a chippy game very, very quick.
Very, very quickly, and we haven't even ended the first period yet. 3 penalties so far for the Lakers, 0 for Cortland. But they're a physical team, and it'll go both ways eventually, and there's still another 40 minutes of play left after this first period. So overall, a 50-50 matchup, but a 1-0 game in favor of the Red Dragons.
As a bit of a battle ensues in the near side corner, they get it back behind the net to Dickinson. Dickinson gets it up to Gatto. That one's going to go off the skate of Shane Bull. Bull taking it behind the net with a bit of speed. That stop doesn't hit. Stop him. And Gatto, what a goal! He takes that one. He dangles Luca Durante. Forehand, backhand, forehand again. Punches it in. Lakers tie it up 1-1. 3:24 to go in the first period. That was beautiful.
Kyle, I think I might need to pull my jaw off the floor right now up here in the Steve Levy press box. What a beauty, Connor Gatto, the silky mitts and the soft finish. Lakers tying it up and the wheelhouse is rocking in a packed night. Friday night hockey here in the Deb and a barn burner here in the SUNYAC. Nothing better.
You only see hands like that on a grandfather clock. An absolute display from Gatto there. A beautiful goal to tie it 1-1 here in the first as Cortland Red Dragons take it into the zone. They toss it back behind the net, but it's picked up by Dickinson. And the Oswego faithful already going at Luca Durante for letting that one in. And that one's tied up behind the net. Nothing's going to come out of that. That's a lifted stick by Bull. Barrett gets it back up to Bull. They're going to dump it down in the corner. Barrett decides not to chase it. He elects to go for a change instead. And that one's a missed pass by Cerrillo, and that one's going to go the length of the ice. No icing called. Robillard throws it up to Grimshaw. Grimshaw up to Cahill. Cahill with a chance of his own, and he backhands that one in. He gets it shorthand past the glove side of Durante. The Lakers are on fire in the last 2 minutes. Wow.
And he
what
sneaks
a play
it
there.
short side. Tommy Cahill sliding it right past the glove side of Durante. Just a simple backhand, a good shot though by Cahill, driving it right towards goal, finding Cash. Oswego takes a 2-1 lead.
A great forward pass from Grimshaw finds Cahill on that one. And the beautiful backhander past the glove side of Durante. Lakers, they were down 1-0 just a minute ago. Now they're up 2-1. The momentum has shifted in the Deb, as that one's going to be called offsides from the Cortland Red Dragons. Face off on the far side circle. You can feel the energy in the stadium changing already, Thomas.
Absolutely, and it's everywhere from all the way around us, all the way to the student section. It is alive here in the Deb once again. Once you go 5-on-5, this team's a completely different story, and it shows now. They take 2 unanswered right on 5-on-5, and now they have the lead going in the final 2 minutes.
And Grupp just tosses that one in back behind the net. Now Bunka and Robillard fighting for it. A chance out front, but a few Lakers sticks deflect it in opposite directions, make it hard for the Dragons to pick it up. Robillard with some pressure, but no worry, picked up by Sleeth. Sleeth is going to take this one himself across the entire neutral zone, gets it into the Cortland zone before Andriaki gets tied up. And that one's going to be skied out of the play. Does not look like it's going to be a delay of game penalty, just a face-off down in the Red Dragon zone.
And right now, Oswego has all the mojo. As if you couldn't tell on the ice already, I'm going to tell you right now. They're forechecking. They're just doing all the little things, holding the blue line. Their stick checks are pure. Their forechecks in the corners, the one-on-one battles. Everything is going their way right now, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And Warmoth with a shot there, and another opportunity for the Lakers, but Smart couldn't find that one in front of the net. Like you literally just said, Turge, the opportunities are coming for the Lakers as that one just gets launched into the Red Dragons bench. 1:34 here left to go in the first. The Lakers were down just a few short minutes ago and on 2 consecutive shots, 2 consecutive goals. Cahill's lining up against Satimo on this for the center ice faceoff, and the Red Dragons will win that one. Burke's going to try to dump it down in, but it goes off the stick of Wormuth. Semrad tries to get it cross ice to DeCarlo. Semrad back behind his own net. He just rims it around. Goes off a redirection from Gato. It's kept in at the point, though. Back behind the net. And now this one's going to go into the corner. Wormuth's going to pick it up, but that one gets immediately intercepted by a Cortland Red Dragon. That's Seitz. Seitz is going to throw it in front. He's trying to find somebody for a shot, and that one goes in. That was scored by Beaudry. He gets it past the short side blocker of Cal Shell. And now the Lakers were buzzing a few minutes ago, and off a great shot from Beaudry, it's now a 2-2 game. Right back where we started.
Right exactly back where we started. Now a 2-2 game, but look at all the traffic out in front. And Shell, I think, was a little off on his angle right there, and they beat him on the short side. And Cortland just nodded this thing right back up to all square. An unfortunate circumstance for the Lakers, but Cortland was buzzing on that shift, and it capitalized.
Yeah, Lakers didn't do a great job of cleaning out the front of the net as they're immediately coming in with some pressure. Looked like they were going to snow Shell. Didn't get that close to him as big Ryan Dickinson was in the way. Dickinson, one of the biggest players on this Lakers team, an absolute force to not be messed with. As a face-off gets back to the Cortland Red Dragons off the paddle of Shell. A hip check from Addison slows the movement for the Dragons. Grimshaw blocks that one, and it's lost in front. The Lakers can't get it. They pass it back into the corner, get it out front, get it away from the front of Cal Shell. Dickinson coming up the boards. He gets Sleeth. Sleeth, Lakers manage to keep it onside. He tries to rip a backhander. That one just goes down in the corner. 17 seconds to go in this first period. That one's going to be skied down in, and the kick is good. That one goes out of play.
And overall, Cortland has really grasped that momentum from the goal. So the Red Dragons are really buzzing. That goal coming for the Red Dragons, and Beaudry getting his first collegiate goal on the year. On the other hand, down at the Ira, Potsdam out shooting Geneseo 9-2 after 20 minutes of play.
Not a very characteristic game down in the Ira for Geneseo. Only 2 shots so far. But the game we're focusing on is the one in front of us right here. 5.1 seconds left to go in the first period. Face-off in the Lakers zone. They've had a few mishaps that almost costed them and a few that did cost them. So they just want to kill off the rest of the clock here. Don't let Cortland get a shot, which they will do exactly that as we end the first period of play. The Lakers and the Red Dragons are tied 2 apiece. Shots 10 the Lakers, 12 the Red Dragons. And Thomas, really a back and forth game. We saw the Red Dragons get off to a hot start with a goal in the first minute on the Oswego's penalty. But then later in the period, Oswego answers 2 back quick themselves, and then Cortland answers back to tie it back up. So what were your thoughts on the period?
Well, if you like excitement, you had plenty of it in that first period. Plenty of hits, plenty of penalties, not in a good way for Oswego State, and plenty of goals. You get 4 goals in the first period, 2 in a matter of a minute for the Lakers. And on the other hand, Joe Cardarelli and the Red Dragons, he's known this Lakers team pretty well. 9th season at the Cortland program, but won a national championship with Ed Gosick, so he knows.
Now we're going to throw it over to our sideline reporter, Pat Machado, who has Tommy Cahill down in the tunnel. Pat, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Laker forward Tommy Cahill. Tom, a very gritty opening period in what can be described as a playoff atmosphere. Thoughts on the opening 20?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't start the way we wanted, going down a man right on the first shift there and then capitalizing. We had a decent period overall. We got to clean it up in the D zone. We capitalized on a few chances, which was good. But if we got to get back to our D zone, our play, and not get running around.
Connor Gato's goal seemed to wake up the bench, and then you followed it up with one yourself. Take us through the play.
Well, Gato had an unbelievable goal, pucked out to him, and he made an unbelievable move on the goalie. Mine, Robillard fired the puck up from the D zone. Grimshaw played a nice chip play to me going through the middle, and then I kind of just drove wide and found the back of the net with my backhand.
Thanks a lot, Tommy. Best of luck through the next couple periods.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. And we will be back right after this with the intermission report. Luke Rosenthal, Tommy Tallarino, and Luke Shetler after the break. Mike Shetler.
Shine on that play. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting back. Yep.
Sorry,
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
I think you could build a house here with how many bricks are being laid in this game.
That is a rapid nosedive, and it is at the point of no return, guys.
Personal, right? I'll be right back. I just got to get this phone on charge. Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
It's quite the turn of the tides here in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena as the number 10 ranked Oswego Lakers are tied the Red Dragons 2-2 to end the first period. And we're up here in the perch now for the first intermission. I'm Luke Rosenthal, joined with me as the lovely Tommy Tallarino and Michael Shetler. Now that was quite the first period that we had here in the Deb. Just what were your opening thoughts about the game that you've watched through the first 20 minutes, Tommy?
Right from puck drop, right after that first penalty, I was like, oh, here we go again.
Right.
And then it was a tale of basically two first periods. You know, we saw the Lakers get red hot there around 5 minutes left in the first, and they rolled, and then the Dragons caught up. They're red hot as well, as we see.
Yeah, I mean, I was getting a little nervous that opening minute and a half there. The Lakers kind of got themselves in a hole, but they were able to dig their way out of it. They got momentum. They were able to score, boom, boom, back to back, and it looked like things were smooth sailing. And then right when things got hot, right when the Lakers thought they were in the clear, Ficini pulls out a goal at the end of the first. I mean, you know,
spicy meatball for Ficini.
Yeah. Fettuccine was dirty on
He was cooking out there.
Oh yeah, came with the sauce for sure. Now that was an interesting first half, great game, but that isn't the only game that's going around in the SUNYAC, as we have a couple around the SUNYAC here today. Actually, we're gonna go to the period summary right now. What do you think of this, Tommy?
Yeah, we saw at first there weren't a lot of shots on goal. For a while, it was stuck around 5 and 4. They ended up getting more as the second half of that first came on. But the penalty kill for the Lakers, still a problem. They did kill the two, but that first one, they barely killed. It was only like a minute in, and they already let up the goal. The power play had one chance on the period. They'll try to get some more in the next one.
Yeah, Cortland looking really strong on the penalty kill. They've remained good discipline. The Lakers had some mishaps first, but they got it back.
Oh, absolutely, they got it back. And I think the stat that stands out to me most is those 3 penalties in the first half. So we're going to take a look at the goals here. Take it away for me, Tommy T.
As we see this first one, it was number 4. It was a player to watch for Shetler.
My guy.
And then we see here Fettuccine, and he gets it 5-hole. Great job by Cortland. And, you know, they're controlling the puck very well and leading to some nice goals for them.
Absolutely. Now we're going to get to around the SUNYAC as we take a look at some of these other games that could impact some of those SUNYAC standings over here. So obviously we got Plattsburgh 1-0 up on the Brockport Golden Eagles, and then we got Potsdam and Geneseo all knotted up at 0 in the first intermission. Kind of surprising there, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have predicted a 0-0 game for Geneseo. I thought Geneseo would, be blowing Potsdam out of the water, and then Plattsburgh, Brockport, they're keeping it close, they're keeping it tight. Some close games around the SUNYAC, including this one right here that we have the pleasure of sitting in the perch for.
Oh, absolutely. And, some of those Oswego goals, we had Gatto with the first one, and that was beautiful, Tommy. I mean, he had the stick, was going right around the goalie over there, Luca Durante, and he looked pretty good out there doing it.
Yeah, as you see here, it's some yucky sty, some dirty dangles, just like that. The backhand, ooh-wee!
Spicy.
And then we come down here again. Tommy Cahill's going to get this one. Let's see how it gets set up. Another backhander. Cortland does not handle those backhanders right now. Shetler, I don't know about you, but those were some pretty goals.
Those were a thing of beauty. Some dirty shots, as if I have to say so myself. But, we're all tied up. It is not time for funny business. The Lakers have to come out hungry and ready to go because this game is very, very important.
Oh, very important, especially the Lakers sit atop the SUNYAC right now. If they drop this game, it's going to be some tough fall for those Oswego Lakers.
Platty's in the lead.
Exactly. Plattsburgh and then Geneseo coming here next weekend. That's going to be a pivotal one for these Lakers. They already beat Geneseo earlier in the season. That's a big one for them. It's the first time in a while that they beat them. So let's talk about these penalty shots, or not these penalty shots, these penalties for the Oswego Lakers. They weren't really disciplined or as disciplined as you would like to see. I couldn't imagine what it's like in that locker room right now with Coach Gosek probably screaming his head off, Tommy.
Yeah, penalties were a problem during the break when students weren't here for the games, but they're beating themselves with these penalties. We saw one of them delay a game. They can't have that. If you want to stay in these games in the SUNYAC, you can't be going out there and beating yourselves on the ice.
Yeah, I turn over to Tommy, talk to him for 15 seconds. Dickinson's in the box with a tripping penalty. I mean, you cannot have penalties early on in the game. It's been an everlasting struggle this whole season. It's something that they definitely got to clean up if they want to walk out of here with a win today.
All right, now, Michael, if you're in the locker room right now, if you're Coach Gosek, what are you saying to your team right now in order for them to improve coming into the second period?
Either way you slice it, they got to clean it up. They got to clean up the game. They can't lose who they are. This game is very doable. It is a winnable game. They got to come out hungry. They just got to limit the mistakes. They're really hurting themselves early on, putting themselves in a bit of a pickle early on, but they need to limit that. There's nothing to be worried, nothing to be fret about. This is still their game to win. They got to come out, and no matter how they play in the second period, I think it's going to shape out the rest of the game.
I think that's well said. Now, Tommy, if you're Coach Cardarelli, what are you saying for the Red Dragons to get them boosted up into the second period?
I would say try to get those special teams thriving again. We saw why they're the number 2 ranked SUNYAC power play on the season. I mean, that was just so quick. And I would just say, play your brand of hockey. This is a very physical game. We have seen some big hits. I think they have to try to get the Lakers rattled because that's when they start getting the penalties. Play that brand of hockey, and you will be all set here in the second and third.
Absolutely. Now, one of the players to watch, maybe not for you guys, but for me personally, was Cal Shell. He's back in goal now, back in between the pipes. How do you think he fared through the first 20 minutes of action here, Michael?
I think that first goal early on, he was a little bit stunned. I don't know exactly where the fault lies, but I think he shook the rust off already. He's playing good. Has he let in 2 goals? Yes. Were they directly the cause from him? No. I think he's playing good. I think the rust is off, and I think he's ready to come back and play in this second period.
Absolutely. A lot of action right in between the goal, right in front of the goal right there. And he looked like a stud in there. Quite, kind of what we've been accustomed to this season. Obviously a freshman coming into this season. He takes the starting job. He looked good out there, Tommy.
Yeah, he let up the 2, but he's had a couple big saves, especially stick saves. The pads are flying out there. He's doing what he needs to do to have his team win. He's not going out there and playing not the brand of hockey that Oswego wants. Coach Gosek early on in the year said, we need about a goal save percentage around 93, and he's been around there all year. So he's doing his thing out there.
Now on the opposite side, Tommy, Luca Durante looks good at the start, then gave up 2 quick goals at the end, got a little some broken skates there on that first goal that he let up. How do you think he fared?
I think he did good. I mean, those 2 goals, those are just amazing offensive plays.
Absolutely.
2 filthy backhands. Other than that, you know, he's making great saves with the pads. He's covering up when he needs to. He's getting things done there in the goal.
Now, fellas, what are we expecting to see here in the second period? Is it going to be more of the same? Is it going to be neck and neck coming in, or who do you think is going to pull away with this one?
You know, I think the first 5 minutes of the second period is going to determine the rest of the game. If the Lakers want to come out hungry and score a couple saucy goals and run away with it, then they're going to do it. If they fall behind in the second period, I don't know if they have the ability to come back, considering the way that the momentum has ran for the Lakers. So I think it's going to be very interesting the second the puck drops again.
I'll tell you one thing. It's going to be physical. I guarantee we're going to see
physical.
some more big. Let's get physical. That's right, Shetler.
Let's get physical indeed. I love your ad-libs tonight, Mike, with the boom boom and
You know, I
saucy
gotta come with the heat on every broadcast. I gotta do it. Come on.
Oh, absolutely. So, you know, throughout the rest of the game, what are you expecting from, I guess, this Laker penalty kill? I mean, they haven't really been all too great this season. You got to think that Coach Gosek is emphasizing in the locker room, no more penalties, no more dumb decisions, if you will. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, they're the guy down on the ice. It's not going to be good no matter what. But they have not known how to deal with it, and that is one thing that they're really suffering, and a lot of their losses have come from being unable to execute on the penalty kill. That's something that Cortland does very, very well.
Yeah, you can't win a game from behind. When you're always a man down, it's going to show, and it's going to be hard to come back in these games. They got to stay even strength, 5-on-5 or 5-on-4, try to get the penalty or the power play going, and it's going to be interesting to see. If I was Gosek, I tell him just keep it simple. Just try to go out there and not mess around.
Well said. Well said. I mean, you have 6 minutes with a man down in the first period. That's not a solution to win a game.
Not ideal, no.
But we're going to throw it to a break here as the second period comes up here in the Deb. It's the Oswego Lakers taking on the Cortland Red Dragons right here on WTOP 10.
Shine on that boy. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
Welcome back into the poutine capital of upstate New York. As me and Thomas Turgeon were not able to get any poutine during the intermission break, a terribly sad day for us up here in the press box, but not too sad because we have one of the most electric games that I have witnessed here in the Deb going on right now. The Oswego State Lakers and the Cortland Red Dragons are tied at 2 apiece. I'm Kyle Spizak. Next to me, the one, the only, the man himself, him, Thomas Turgeon. Thomas, a really wild first period there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you say we didn't get any popcorn chicken poutine. This place is packed to the roof for what I would say one of the more packed crowds so far this season, besides really Plattsburgh being the top tier, a sellout this year. A lot of fans in attendance, an electric first period to play. What will the second bring? I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. But you got to stay out of the sin bin is going to be my motto for the rest of the game.
Yeah, the Lakers not doing a good job staying out of the sin bin so far in this game, but an early start as DiCarlo takes a shot. That one goes off the stick of a Cortland defender and over the net. The last time that the Cortland Red Dragons traveled up to the Deb was SUNYAC playoffs last year, where the Oswego State Lakers blanked them 4-0 here at home. Dickinson throws that one up the boards, but it gets back into the stick of Cerrillo. But now the Lakers have a chance, and that one's just going to be blocked by Cerrillo from the shot of Shane Bull. That one's thrown up the boards, and they throw a high shot at Dickinson, but he eats that like it's nothing. Dumps it back down in the net, into the zone. Calabufo on the chase. Calabufo just powering through everybody. He's looking for somebody in front. He tries going for a wraparound, but almost gets it to the Grimshaw down the corner. Semrad's going to shoot that one. Just kind of goes down, deflects into the corner. Calabufo battling for the puck. He gets it. Lost again. Now it kind of goes out in front, but the Red Dragons are going to pick it up. Coming up the ice is Satimo. Satimo gets pickpocketed by Semrad. Semrad chips that one in with the backhand. Cortland 5 block shots so far on the game, so really putting their body on the line for Luca Durante. Semrad going down into the corner. That gets up to Warmoth. Grimshaw trying to find Kalo across, but Andriaki picks it off the deflection from a Cortland player. Beaudry falls into the penalty box a little bit there, but the Lakers keeping the puck in. McQuaid tries jumping around, takes a bit of a hit, and ruins his momentum. Bunko with a big hip check there to stop the momentum of the Dragons. Bunko with it now. He's going to rip it across the ice. A beautiful pass over to Andriaki. Or Barrett, my apologies. Barrett dumps that one back behind the net. Barrett with a chance coming in the circle. Low percentage shot angle, but he rips it on, looking for a rebound anyways. Sleeth ties up a player down in the corner. Barrett just going to chip that one down in. McQuaid with a quick start and stop. McQuaid gets around 2 defenders. McQuaid looks for Bunko up in the slot. Couldn't connect on it, but a good play. Arcan chugging back. 2-on-1. Shot goes wide, and they take out Shell. A delayed penalty is going to be called against the Cortland Red Dragons as the Lakers have an opportunity. That one's shot away. Shell is up and moving fine, but the play is going to be stopped, and Knowlton throws a shot at Barrett for no reason. And the Cortland Red Dragons find themselves down a man for the next 2 minutes. Hildreth going down, and he just runs right into Shell. A dangerous play there. Luckily, Shell gets up and is fine, but a very dangerous play. You never want to see a goalie go down, Turge.
You never do, and that was really shoulder on shoulder, although clean hit, it was forward on goaltender, really not so much. Oswego now on the power play.
As that one's dumped back down into the Lakers zone, Shell's going to pick it up behind the net. Shell wraps that one around. Sleeth going to pick it up on the half board. Quick start, stop, gets it over to Dickinson. Dickinson, Calabufo. Calabufo takes it in himself, rims it around the boards, finds Sleeth on the other side. A bit of a battle ensues. Dragons bunching up on this penalty kill thrown, but it's stopped by Dickinson at the point. Dickinson over to Sleeth. They're going to look back door for Bull. Hits the stick of a Cortland player. That was Cool. And Cool stops that one from getting.
A long reach by Ryan Dickinson is able to keep really the offensive opportunity going for Oswego State, and they haven't really gotten anything since, though.
As back behind the net again, the Lakers pick it up. A slow power play to start so far. Not a ton of opportunities, but Tommy Cahill, 1 goal in this matchup so far. He's taken it down himself. He gets some pressure in the corner, a few bodies on him. But the Lakers come back in numbers too. They get it up to Warmoth. Warmoth over to DiCarlo. Back down to McQuaid. Warmoth. McQuaid. Over to Gato. Gato back to Warmoth. Warmoth, McQuaid. McQuaid goes into the slot, gets a shot, but it's deflected off a Cortland stick. Picked up to Warmoth again, and the Dragons are able to dump that one down. No quality shot opportunity so far on this power play.
Oswego able to move the puck around on the outsides. Cortland's diamond penalty kill really keeping things on the outside and sagging in that slot, trying to kill off any slot pass offered that Oswego can take.
The diamond is one of the most effective penalty kill formats you can use, really pushing everything outside, not allowing to get those inside opportunities, but DiCarlo picks it up. DiCarlo's going to bring it back and tries to rip a shot, but it goes into the ankles of Anderson. DiCarlo, an absolute laser of a shot on this Oswego team. Cahill with a shot of his own. That one goes high over the net. That one's going to be dumped down in by Hildreth. Gato picks it up on the far side. He finds Noah Bull. Bull up the middle to Addison. Addison gets stopped, but it's picked up by Arcan. Arcan's just going to dump that one down in, but it's picked up behind the net. Robillard chucks that one down into the corner. Arcan on the forecheck. Cortland throws it far side. Now chasing down this one's Jan. Jan shuffles that one down in, and him and Barrett are going at one another. They're going to toss it up, tries to find Arcan. That one goes, I thought it went off the stick of Arcan, but apparently not, as we have an icing.
The bench was looking for it. They thought they got a good touch on it, but there was no luck for Oswego State. It'll go right back down. Calshell hasn't really been contested much.
As we take it over to our sideline reporter, Pat Machado. Pat, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. And anybody that's been to an Oswego State hockey game knows the classic staple poutine being served at the concession stand here in the Deb. I'm more of a popcorn chicken poutine person myself. I'm more of a fan of the actual cheese curds over the mozzarella cheese, but a slice of Canada on a team with many Canadians here in the Deb. Back to you.
And I agree with Pat there. The popcorn chicken poutine really is elite here, but we have a hockey game going on as that one's dumped down into the zone. Barrett's going to pick it up below the goal line. He's got some hot pressure, pushes it back, and a huge hit on Gato. He didn't even touch the puck yet. No interference called, though, as DiCarlo's coming down to Carlo, and a penalty is going to be called on that one. A hooking call it'll be, as DiCarlo got he got stopped coming down in. They impeded his movement. You know, I was looking for more of a penalty shot on that one because he got around him, and then he got hooked after he was already around the Cortland defender, but the refs disagree, and they're going to call it just a hooking.
I would agree, and we haven't seen a penalty shot here in the Deb in quite some time, but I feel like the reaction there was more of he wasn't completely clear, but just enough.
But the Lakers go on another power play this period nonetheless. They're second in the first half of the second. Down in the corner is Cahill. He's going to toss it up top to Wormuth. Back to Cahill. Cahill stick handles away a little bit. McQuaid. McQuaid's going to take that one down in himself. Loses the puck, but it bounces back up to Wormuth. DiCarlo over to Gato. Gato kind of punches that one down in the net. Flutter pucks it, but no harm's done as McQuaid picks it up. McQuaid to the slot, and he shoots it, just shoots it wide. Cahill down in the corner trying to find something to do, and he gets shoved down hard. Back behind the net is Grupp. Grupp's just going to launch this one down for Cortland. Back behind the net, Shell can't pick that one up, so it goes straight to McQuaid. Geneseo takes a 1-0 lead on the Potsdam Bears as Shane Bull comes down into the zone. He's facing a bit of pressure. Plattsburgh with a 2-1 lead over the Brockport Golden Eagles. Sleeth picks that one up at the point. Down to Calabufo, my apologies. Back up to Sleeth. Sleeth finds it to the point. Dickinson takes a shot, but that goes straight off the ankle of Knowlton. Now a 2-on-1 for the Red Dragons, and a good poke check from Ryan Dickinson stops the play on that. Coming down with some speed now, Grimshaw. Grimshaw's going to dump it off to Calabufo. Another shot opportunity here. He tries to wrap around, can't get past the skate of Beaudry. But Grimshaw takes a shot, rims that one off the side of the netting. Back up to the point, Captain Ryan Bunka. Sleeth with a shot. That one goes off the blocker of Durante. Grimshaw dumps that one back to DiCarlo. DiCarlo looking backdoor for Bunka. Couldn't connect on that. And full strength back again. No goals on this power play for the Lakers. Grimshaw tries to get something there, dances in front, but nothing connects. Bunka's just going to take a shot. That one's going to go straight in the chest of Durante. Face off in the far side corner.
Still contesting Durante very much, and a lot of grade A opportunities for the Lakers on that power play, but not able to convert. On the other hand, Cortland, a couple good blocks, a 2-on-1 opportunity the other way. Great defensive play by Dickinson led to that 4-on-2 rush. Overall, it still remains a tie here in the depth.
As Semrad has that one at the top of the point, he's going to shoot that one, just goes off the blocker of Durante. Behind the net, picked up by Seitz. Coming across the neutral zone, they're going to dump that one down into the Oswego's corner. Arcan's going to take a hit in the corner on that one, and so does Semrad. Very physical contest in this one as it's tied up along the boards. The puck's not moving really. Little bit of movement there. Arcan kicks it over to Bunka. Bunka chips it up to Smart. Smart tries dumping it up to Bull, but he blows a tire and it just kind of goes through his skate. They find Bunka. Bunka couldn't get the puck on that one as it takes a weird bounce off the boards. Coming up now is Cortland as Jan finds his winger. Shell just wraps that one around the board. It's going to go up to Sleeth. Sleeth got it. The ref got in the way. That one ruins the momentum a little bit, but a big body from Bunko right there limits the momentum of Venaclaus. And that's going to be an icing call.
One of the things I feel like you really underestimate when it comes to a goaltender is Cal Shell being able to play the puck and throw a little bit of a regroup in hand and provide a quick turnaround for Oswego to generate offense.
Lakers offense has looked pretty decent so far. Just got to find another one in the back of the net, which they haven't been able to do here so far in the second period. As a shot right away goes off the chest of Shell, bounces up a little bit. That one goes right back into the glove, though.
Oswego gets a change, though. A good save by Shell. A little bit of a rebound coughed up right around the chest. So overall, Shell staying rather sound in his rebound controls today. He had that one on the first goal that Cortland scored, which seems like an eternity ago. But overall, he's been very solid on his return back between the pipes.
And that one's going to be flown right into the fan section. Doesn't hit a fan, though. It hits the entryway going into. So far in the game, 13 shots for the Cortland Red Dragons, 14 for the Lakers, 12 saves for Durante, and 11 for Shell. So good goaltender performance so far as they face some pretty tough opportunities, Turge. But that one's going to be behind the net, a bit of chaos. Cortland gets it up to the point. They're going to get it over to Baudry. Baudry takes a shot, blocked by Calabufo. Robillard behind the goal line. He's just going to toss it off to Addison. Addison flips it off, and he's going to get it. He's trying to get it to Calabufo. Calabufo with a chance, and a backhand chance, and he just skies that one. It tips off the glove of Durante and into the netting. What an opportunity for the Lakers, Thomas.
Oh, my goodness. If you couldn't have put it together better. Oswego can't capitalize on the break, and Calabufo with a head of speed. I thought Durante was going to pull the old Dominic Hasek poke-check. It was so close and so far for the Lakers. It'll remain tied, and Calabufo a good opportunity.
And a shot from the point from Warmouth bounces off a few sticks and off the pad of Durante as Gato falls down in the corner. A glove of a Red Dragon falls off. No hooking call there, even though facing a stick into his armpit area. But there's going to be a delayed call on the Lakers now as Shell blocks that one. Big save from Shell. Shut that one down. But once again, for the fourth time in this matchup, the Lakers find themselves down a man.
And it's going to be going to Nolan Barrett, or it looks like Shane Bull actually, as he's given some mouth to the officials and clearly not happy with the call and slams the door in frustration. Oswego back on the penalty kill again. It's hard to win games when you're not 5-on-5, but to be fair, Oswego's had the luck of the doubt over the last few penalties called. Cortland taking a few trips to the sin bin over the last few times. I guess it's time to go back to Oswego's side.
Yeah, just sloppy play when it comes to discipline as Cerrillo has it at the point, and he's going to get it over to the top, and that one goes off the crossbar, and it didn't take long. That one was piped in by Grupp. Off the crossbar, rebound goes over to Grupp, and he puts that one top shelf past Cal Shell, and the Cortland Red Dragons take a 3-2 lead over the Lakers. And Grupp's been having a heck of a last couple of games. 2 goals and 1 assist in the last 3 games. Make that 3 goals, 1 assist in the last 4.
The first shot going off the bar in right place, right time for Grupp. Able to capitalize, making it a 3-2 game. And Kyle, again, you got to stay out of the box. And now Cortland, 2 goals on the power play. And Shane Bull clearly not happy with that call itself.
It was determined to be a tripping call on Bull that cost fatal for the Lakers. We've said it multiple times throughout this broadcast. Penalties have been the bane of this Lakers team, not being able to stay out of the box, and a very poor penalty kill percentage. As Semrad hits him into the corner there. Student section gets rowdy on that one. Semrad forks that one up to McQuaid. Couldn't get it. Semrad once again. That one's going to go over to Bernardo. Warmoth. Bernardo gets that one from Semrad. He's going to take it across the corner. He's going to get that to Focini. That one's going to be thrown down in by Beaudry. McQuaid picks it up in the corner for the Lakers. He's going to get it up to Sleeth. Sleeth takes a hit on that one. McQuaid jumps around and gets it to Arcan. Arcan trying to find McQuaid again, but it's turned over. Donegan's coming down with a little bit of speed. 4-on-4 action. Robillard and Donegan down in the corner. Donegan and Robillard going at each other once again. As Cahill tries to find Grimshaw, couldn't do so. Delayed offsides gives the Lakers a bit of time to try to set something up here. As they throw it up to Calabufo, and Calabufo has another opportunity here, just like before. Calabufo shoots that one, looking 5-hole, but it's stopped by Durante. Calabufo has had a way in this period of sneaking behind the Cortland defense and getting those rush opportunities.
He's shifty and very light on his feet. He just can't find the back of the net and the 2 opportunities in the last few minutes. Overall, Calabufo, couple good shots, couple good opportunities, but even better saves by Luca Durante, keeping this a 3-2 lead for Cortland.
As a whistle's blown for a face-off infraction, but the face-off's dropped, and that one's kind of a stalemate, but it's picked up by the Dragons. Ryan Dickinson pinches up and shuts that one down, and it's just going to keep being thrown up top. They find Grimshaw back door. He's across the ice, and he's getting lined up for a hit. The hit's thrown by Venaclaus. That one goes in front. A great opportunity, but one too many passes. Turnover on a great opportunity for the Lakers, as that one's going to be chased down in the corner by Smith. He's got Bunka with him, and a great defensive play from Gato, and he throws it straight up to DiCarlo. DiCarlo shoots it. That goes off the pillow of Durante. Coming down is the Dragons now. Jan throws that one. That's picked up by Fucini. DiCarlo takes this one himself. He's going to try to punch it up the bowl, but it hits a few sticks before Gato. Barrett punches back down on that one, and a good step up by Warmoth to kind of slow things down, and a shot from the Red Dragons just goes high over the net. Beaudry with a shot, sails that one way left, but it's picked up in the corner by the Red Dragons. Beaudry has it at the point once again. He's going to move it down the ice. He's got it to Burke. Thrown down in the corner by Grupp. And a penalty in front of the net, as that one's going to be on the Red Dragons. Satimo throws a hand in the face of Nolan Barrett, and we're going to throw this one down to sideline, as he had a front row view of that one. Pat Machado, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Fear was struck into the hearts of Laker faithful last weekend when Ryan Bunka inadvertently collided into Cal Shell. The Laker ace wasn't in the lineup for Potsdam, but looks no worse for wear between the pipes tonight. Not much he can do on that power play goal. He's staying square to every shot and doesn't look like he's rushing to get back into position. As Turge will tell you, your netminder has to be cool, calm, and collected to give your team a chance to win, and Shell has looked up to the task thus far. Back to you.
Thanks, Pat. And the Lakers find themselves on the man advantage now, Turge. A big penalty taken by Satimo, a roughing call down there.
And a must convert for Oswego on this one. I feel like you're 0 for 2 in your last 2. You got to capitalize here.
as Warmoth takes a shot, and it gives a good rebound opportunity, but kind of bounces into a weird angle where no one could get it. And a Calabufo shot, that one's blocked by Cool. Back down the ice, Shell stops it behind the goal line. Warmoth's gonna come down, pick it up as they try to start the breakout. Going over to DeCarlo. DeCarlo cuts across the ice. Bull going down with a bit head of speed. DeCarlo tries to do a little bit of a spinorama pass to Warmoth, but couldn't connect on it. DeCarlo has it once again. DeCarlo throws it up to Cahill. Warmoth, Calabufo. Calabufo's got 2 defenders on him, and they punch him hard in the corner, and that one's going to be another delayed penalty for the Red Dragons, and they're trying to get it back across. And that one's just going to be blown dead as Cortland didn't want to touch the puck because now they find themselves down 5-on-3. You just said it. Oswego has to score on this Turge. It's a 5-on-3 now. That adds it even more. This is a must-score scenario for the Lakers.
Absolutely, and the penalty was clear as day. Colabufo's number showing right back to the chest of the offender. That was Grupp. He'll go to the sin bin for 2, and it's a 1 minute, essentially, 5-on-3 opportunity for the Lakers, and a must convert, I feel like. You're up on 5-on-3, you're down a goal. Your power play really hasn't been able to do much. But in other news, Potsdam Bears, they're able to do something and tie it up.
And the same score in Plattsburgh as before. And like you said, talking about that penalty, they hit Calabufo from behind. And as a wise man named Tommy Tallarino once said, you can't do that. Dickinson picks that up in front of the net, and he's going to slide it over to Bull. Bull tries making a quick pass over to Sleeth, but it couldn't connect. Blocked by Seitz, and Seitz throws a big hit on Dickinson there, and they're going to call a hand pass on that play. We'll see where the faceoff lies. Refs are trying to figure that out themselves. A bit of a weird situation here. And it is going to go all the way back down into the Lakers zone. So Lakers have a 5-on-3 for the next 31 seconds, Turge. What are some things that the Lakers have to do to find the back of the net?
Well, first off, they got to make a zone entry. I think what we've seen in this first 27 seconds or so on the 5-on-3 is they haven't really been able to make a clean zone entry, even though they have a 2-man advantage for the next about 20. And then they have another power play for another minute after that. So for the Lakers, you got to make a zone entry as they do here.
As Sleeth gets it down in, but they try to connect on it, but they can't find anybody open despite the 2-man advantage. Sleeth takes it into the middle of the ice, throws it back door. Bull trying to find Grimshaw, couldn't connect on that one. So Dickinson dumps it back down to Grimshaw in the corner. Grimshaw's going to take it himself, tries to poke it 5-hole on a quick wrap-around or bounce-around opportunity, couldn't do so, so it gets back up to Dickinson at the point. Tries to find Bull, can't do so. Bull takes a bit of contact. 48 seconds left to go on this power play for the Lakers. Back up to Dickinson at the point. He's just going to throw it down off the end board, and it ends up on a Cortland player's stick. Sirio was able to get that one all the way down the length of the ice. Cahill's going to take it up, 29 seconds to go. Lakers got to capitalize quick on this power play if they want to. And Cahill with a toe drag and a shot, but it gets blocked by the glove of Durante. Durante, fantastic display of goaltending here today. He's made some big saves on some tough shots from the Lakers.
Absolutely, and a thing of beauty by Tommy Cahill is just got to find the back of the net. It just edged the outside of Durante's glove, not able to find the net. And Cortland with a break.
2 seconds left on the power play, and we are back to even strength. And a nice play from Ben Addison to drop it down to the deck and take away that passing lane, looking for the backdoor opportunity. And a shot there goes into the chest of Shell. Seitz isn't able to screen him, and the Lakers get a much-needed face-off in their own zone, change up the lines. That penalty or power play was exhausted.
Yeah, and the thing is, you didn't want to make this a special teams matchup as much as you think you can handle it. Right now, it's messing up a lot of the mojo, and the Lakers looked very well in that first period, 5-on-5. So you need to go back to what was working for you in that first period. The second period's been a little bit different, it seemed.
Yeah, Lakers haven't been as quick in the second period as we have 2:43 left to go here, and Smart kind of chips that one up. And the Lakers are getting blown out physically right now by the Red Dragons. They're just dropping the body every chance they get. As another hit over in the corner there. But Bunka's going to pressure down on that one, so coming back down into the near side corner. Smart's going to throw a hit. That one's be battle for, and Andriaki gets it. Andriaki tries throwing it across to Bunka. Couldn't get it past the stick of Durante. Smart tries to drop it back. Couldn't do so. So that one's just going to be dumped in by Hildreth. Shell stops it behind the net for Warmouth. Warmouth throws it up. It hits off the stick of Cahill and just goes down into the Cortland zone. No icing. Calabufo gets that one. He tried getting a quick slap pass over to Grimshaw. And a big hit from the Lakers. Nice start and stop by Warmouth, showing off he's crafty for a defenseman. Dumped down in the corner. Grimshaw picks it up. Grimshaw is going to chip it down to Calabufo. Calabufo from the local area, West Genesee High School, trying to show out for the local Lakers right now as they need a goal. That one's going to be dumped down the ice. Bit up in the rafters, but it's stopped by Warmouth, and that one goes off the stick of Cahill. Back down behind the net, 1:20 to go in the second period. That one's intercepted by Robillard, and he's just going to dump it back up. Stopped by Shell. And Thomas, not a lot of passing or like possession necessarily. It's been a lot of dump and chase hockey here.
Yeah, and that's the game that Cortland wants to play, though. I mean, that's the way they typically play, a chip and chase style of game where they go in the corners, they grind you out. Ryan Bunka said that at the beginning of the week when we talked with him, and nothing has changed in a matter of 4 to 5 days since then, because that's the way Joe Cardarelli likes to play, and that's why this team is up. They're up 3-2, and they're able to convert on the power play, not once, but twice. So Oswego, I think really special teams will make or break you, and right now they're breaking them down 3-2.
Yeah, special teams are playing a really rough role for the Lakers here. As we mentioned, their penalty kill abysmal so far in this year. It was 78%, the second lowest in the SUNYAC. And now even worse as the game's gone on, 2 for 4 as Robillard takes a hard hit into the corner. 38 seconds left to go here in the second period. That one's going to be thrown on net, and Shell punches it back behind the net. But it's picked up by Cortland once again. Sleeth, he's just going to try to dump that one out, but it goes into the Oswego State bench. 27-2 to go in the second period. Turge, if you're the Lakers right now, there's 27 seconds left in the period. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to go all in and get a goal here, or do you just protect it, run out the clock, and wait for the third period?
I think you need to be a little more complacent with these final 27 seconds. You don't want to run and gun and waste all your energy. You got a whole 15 minutes to rest up. You got a lot of notes to take off of that second period. And you got a whole nother 20 minutes to sell the score in the third.
That one's popped up in the sky. Nobody's able to keep it in the zone. Dickinson takes it in himself. He takes a bit of a check. Grimshaw's got 2 people on him. And he just gets tossed around like a teddy bear, but the buzzer winds off. End of the second period here in the Deborah F. Stanley Ice Arena. And a lot different in the second period than we saw in the first. The first, it was very fast-paced, going up and down the ice. Both teams were just getting good passes, good shot opportunities. Here was a lot of dump and chase, and the Red Dragons were able to get another goal on the board to extend the lead to 3-2. What was the biggest downfall for the Lakers, you thought, in the second period?
Well, I think it was trying to change the team that they are, and it looked like that way, but on the other hand, Cortland was able to control the game and make it the style of play that they want to play. They want to be dirty in the corners and chip away and work away in those corners, and Oswego, on the other hand, they want to play a speed game, and Cortland's trying to counter that speed with the trap.
And Pat Machado's with Captain Ryan Bunka. So we'll see what he has to say after that second period. Pat, take it away.
Thanks, guys. And I'm here with Lakers captain Ryan Bunka. A big 5-on-3 chance and an unfortunate power play goal. What do you think of the middle frame?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't play a bad period there. We just got to keep getting our chances, get the puck. The goalie's playing well here. About the 5-on-3 there, you know, we just got to outwork them on the 5-on-3 just because we have a man advantage. Doesn't mean we can take a shift off here.
You talk about the play of the goalies. I don't think you can blame 2 of those goals on Shell. How important is Shell to the MO of this team?
Guy's been our backbone all year. He's been unbelievable. We got to play better for him. It comes down to us. I mean, on a couple of them there, hits the bar, goes right to their player. Scheller's not to blame for any of them. We got to be better.
And a mindset going into the final frame?
We got to pop one in the net here and keep working. Play Laker hockey, put it in the back of the net, come out with the W tonight. This game's huge.
Thanks, Ryan. Best of luck in the third.
Thank you.
And we'll be coming back right after this break for the intermission report. It's Luke, Tommy, and Mike. After this on Hockey Night in Oswego.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester?
Yeah, that's getting back. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
I think you could build a house here with how many bricks are being laid in this game.
That is a rapid nosedive, and it is at the point of no return, guys.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
Shine on that boy. Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting back. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're 40 minutes through this pivotal SUNYAC matchup as the Cortland Red Dragons lead the Oswego Lakers 3-2 heading into the third period. I'm Luke Rosenthal alongside Tommy Tallarino and Michael Shetler. And guys, after a very fun first period, it was a little bit more of a lackluster second period, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, it started out a little bit slow, and then we saw the Oswego power play go out there about 5 times. We saw Cortland go out there. Their power play was on full display, nabbing 1 goal in the period. It was another physical period in this one.
Yeah, I mean, the first period, they gave us the main event before the mid-card. This one was a little slow, but still very important as Cortland was able to score a goal and take the lead and get the momentum heading into the third quarter. So it's going to be a tight battle.
Going to be a tight battle for sure. As we take a look at the period summary for the second period, Oswego leading in shots, but not many of them are going in between the net.
No, we saw a lot of non-quality shots from the Lakers on that penalty kill, or I'm sorry, the power play. They have 22 shots on goal, but it's around 40 shots total in the game. As for Cortland, they got about 18 shots on goal, 29 shots in general, but the power play, it's been key. I mean, 10 seconds into the power play, then we get one in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, 0-5 on the power play, I mean, that's abysmal. You really got to capitalize on that power play, and it's something that Cortland themselves aren't doing, too great at, 2-4 on the power play, but these stats are very similar. I mean, both teams are in this game.
2 evenly matched teams coming into this game, and it's looking like it. Lakers are going to need a big third period if they want to come and prevail. But what was a 2-2 game became a 3-2 game after Nick Grupp put one right behind the net over Cal Shell. Take me through
Yeah,
this,
looking
Shet.
back, Nick Grupp, Nicholas Serio, and Dom Satimo with the assist, and Grupp bounces back, gets it in the corner of the net, and a beautiful shot to set the Red Dragons up in beautiful position to seal this game as long as they play some defense and limit their mistakes.
Yeah, and that was just one of those opportunities that the Red Dragons were able to cash in on. And on the opposite side, Oswego not able to really cash in on anything. They had a lot of opportunities. You had Calabufo missing a wide open fast break right in front of Luca Durante. What do you think about some of these missed opportunities, Tommy?
I think it's 50-50. Some of those Oswego has to find the back of the net. But Durante, I think he's playing great in goal.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a couple saves where it's like, oh my God, he's flashing the leather. Looking like a second baseman out there in goal. I mean, he's had some stick saves too. I mean, that when he does the butterfly, gets out there, gets stick on it, does the splits, a banana split right there. I mean, he's doing all that he can here for the Red Dragons. He's red hot in goal.
He is red hot. No, he's really providing for this team. He's being, oh my God, doing the look. That's absolutely beautiful. Durante has been red hot in this contest.
#1 for the Red Dragons, playing like he's the #1 goalie in the country. He did let 2 up in the first there, but looking solid there in the second. But for Oswego, not being able to cash in on some of these power play opportunities, Cortland came into this second period. They were pretty disciplined in the first, but with 5 penalties, that's 10 minutes in the box over half the period, and Oswego not being able to cash in on any of them?
I couldn't believe it. I thought at least one of them was going to find the back of the net. But, I mean, we talked about earlier, the quality shots. They were passing the puck around, and they just couldn't find a good shot on net. It was something that was really shocking. When you think 5 penalty or power plays, you think at least one of them is going to go in the back of the net. What'd you see out there?
Yeah, what I saw is exactly what you said, but what I don't want to see is this locker room with Ed Gosick right now not being able to capitalize on the power play. I mean, that's just brutal, and they got to really regroup coming into this third period.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it's like in that locker room right now. Yeah. Luca Durante playing outstanding. This Oswego team, we came into this game saying special teams was a big question mark for this team. They've been up and down the entire season, letting up 2 power play goals to these Cortland Red Dragons, something they've been a little bit accustomed to throughout this season. Now, going into the third period, this is a pivotal game, obviously. Shetler, I'm going to start with you. What do the Lakers need to do to, 1, get the lead, and 2, keep that lead into going into the end of the game?
I mean, I sound like a broken record, but it really is simple. Play a clean game. That's all they have to do. I think they have the skill set to come back. They got to play defense, and Cortland is giving them a lot of opportunities. They're just not cashing in on those opportunities, and I'm sure they will continue to give them opportunities to score. They really got to capitalize, and if they're hungry for the win, they'll go out and get it, and we'll see in the third period.
No doubt, and this is obviously an important game in the SUNYAC, but it's not the only game in the SUNYAC. As we take a look at some of the other games of the of SUNYAC play here. Plattsburgh up 2-1 over Brockport. This is a Plattsburgh team that both the Red Dragons and Lakers have seen not too recently, just over, a week ago. And then Potsdam and Geneseo, that's the big one, because Geneseo's coming in here next week, Tommy.
That's going to be a rowdy game. That's another one I can't wait for. But early on in the week, we talked to Ed Gosek, and he said Potsdam's a team that they play up to their competition. We saw it with Oswego. We're seeing it with Geneseo right there. All they need is one more goal and a clean third period. They could be walking away with a win in Rochester.
No doubt. So, guys, if you're Red Dragons right now, you're in that locker room, what are you saying to your team in order to keep this lead? They've only had 5 wins ever on the road against this Lakers squad, so we could be seeing a historic end to this one.
If I'm the Red Dragons, I am headbutting every locker in sight. I am getting hyped up, and I'm getting ready. I'm sure the coach is hyping them up. They got to play. All they got to do is play good defense, smash a couple lockers, don't get concussed, rev themselves up, and I think that they can pull out a win.
What say you, Tommy?
For Cortland, I'd say stay out of that penalty box. That was enough in the second period.
That was
for
rough.
That was my
game.
second thought.
Yeah. But behind the lockers.
Behind the headbutting lockers.
So you guys don't think that they're hugging each other in the locker room quite like a lot of these students are hugging each other right now?
I don't think it's lovey-dovey in that locker room. I think they're pretty rowdy.
No hugs. Definitely not in the Oswego locker room right now.
No, definitely not.
Both locker rooms, it's full throttle. Gosek, he's saying we got to clean it up. We got to find the back of the net.
They have to.
There's no excuse why 5 power plays can't find one. Let's see if they get into this third period and find the back of the net.
They've had to. They got to get this win if they want to keep that #1 ranking in the SUNYAC standings. With playoffs coming sooner rather than later, they're just around the corner, guys.
Now or never.
It is now or never for this Oswego Lakers team. Now, guys, what do you think the final score is? You said, what did you say? 4-2. You said 3-2.
I said 3-2. Mine's already out.
Yours already out. Unless it sticks.
Mine's out.
How are you feeling about yours?
4-2. I said 4-2, but listen, they can get 2 more goals. I'll be close. I said
5-4, and I was quite, emphatic about it with the what chance.
Yeah, and, if we get it right, you'll become Mystic Mac on the perch.
Yeah, they're ice stone cold right now, like Steve Austin, you could say. But that's gonna do it for the second period intermission. Third period coming right at you after this break. Don't go anywhere. Third period coming up. WTOP 10.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
I think you could build a house here with how many bricks are being laid in this game.
That is a rapid nosedive, and it is at the point of no return, guys.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
and welcome back into the Deb as we get ready for third period action here in SUNY Oswego. So the Red Dragons take the lead 3-2 in the second period there. Lakers need to battle back here in the third, get a few goals of their own. Stay out of the box is going to be a huge, huge, huge thing for the Lakers in this third period. I'm Kyle Spizak. Next to me, Thomas Turchin. And Thomas, what are your keys to this third period for the Lakers?
Well, you got to convert on the power play with any other opportunities that were given for Oswego State. If Cortland gets another penalty, if you're Oswego, it's a must convert. And I really can't tell it anymore. On the other hand, Cortland, they got to keep playing the way they're playing. They're grinding out Oswego right now, and Oswego really isn't matching that same energy. It's a huge 2 points on the line, and you really can't hammer it home more than I have tonight, more than the guys have on the pregame show, on the intermission report, again and again, even on any other media outlet here at Oswego. Every game for this men's hockey team is crucial into the end of the season. You got Cortland tonight. You got Jenny on Friday. You got Brockport that Saturday. You get Morrisville again before you get the Buffalo trip. You get Buffalo State and Fredonia coming to town for your final 2 weekends. Every game is crucial to locking up that #1 seed in the SUNYAC.
Yeah, and dropping any game can be hugely detrimental for the Lakers as the Plattsburgh State Cardinals are only 1 point behind. The Geneseo Ice Knights are only 3 behind. So the Lakers cannot afford a loss. My apologies, but they can't afford a loss here tonight. They can't afford a loss in the rest of the season. They have to be on it the rest of the season and the rest of this third period. They need to get going as Shane Bull's taking the opening faceoff. Lined against him is Bela. Bela takes the faceoff and he loses it to the Lakers. That one's going to be dumped down into the zone. Back behind the net. That one's going to be picked up by the Lakers in the corner. Goes out to the point. Dickinson. Dickinson tries forcing it back down to DiCarlo under some heavy pressure from Cool. Cool's got his stick wrapped around DiCarlo, but DiCarlo's going to come out with it anyways at the half board. He's going to just chip it behind the net for Bull. That one's going to come down and picked up by Gato. Back up to the point. Dickinson. Dickinson's just going to throw it off the end boards. Doesn't have anywhere to go with it. DiCarlo wraps around real quick, picks it up himself. Calabufo at the point, back to DiCarlo. He finds Calabufo coming down the middle, and a great shot from Calabufo. Goes off the blocker of Durante. That was a great opportunity for the Lakers there.
Calabufo cannot catch a break right now. We saw him have a breakaway. One come down the side in the second period, so 2 opportunities there. Another opportunity early here in the third. He's just not getting the puck luck if you're Calabufo right now. Very, very unfortunate for him.
And a huge save for Luca Durante there, as really Calabufo has one of the hardest shots on this Lakers team. So a huge step up from Durante. Like we said, he had a bit of a slow start to the beginning of the season, but he is widely known as one of the better goalies in the SUNYAC. That one's going to be picked up down in the corner by Semrad, and Semrad gets taken down on a big hit. And his helmet comes flying off from that. Burke kind of threw his helmet off on that. Semrad's looking for a call, as he can't believe what just happened.
A little bit of frustration is carried over in each period for Oswego and Cortland. And you look around the SUNYAC right now, Plattsburgh taking a sound 3-1 lead over Brockport right now. On the other hand, Geneseo and Potsdam still at 1-1, so it's going to be interesting to see how this night pans out, not just here at the Deb, but nonetheless, we'll play on. It's a 3-2 game here at the Deb, and some interesting contests elsewhere.
Each point, each game really matters at this point in the season within the SUNYAC, one of the harder conferences in Division III hockey, as Cortland picks that one up back behind their net. Rushing that one out was Grupp. That one's going to be thrown up and hits off the stick of Burke back down into the zone. Picked up behind the net. Grimshaw. That one's knocked back down in by Burke. Bunka's down in the corner. He's going to try to chip it up to Cahill. Cahill goes for a stick lift, misses, but it doesn't matter. And that one doesn't go off the rafters, but it comes pretty close. And a miscue. Lakers get the puck, and Cahill, relentless effort He punches that one down, and the Lakers already looking sloppy in the first 2 minutes of play here in the third as they go for a long ice pass the Cortland Dragons do. That one's going to go safely into Shell's trapper. Face off on the far side circle of Oswego State zone. Turch, some of the things we said that they had to do was they had to get passes going, they had to get shot opportunities and get the rebounds home, and Oswego's just not doing that yet.
And then after the last minute or so, the Lakers have seemed a little bit lost. Not really been able to break out the zone clean, a little bit of miscues on communication and placement, but they are able to break out here, so we'll see.
Zandriaki rips one from the blue line. That one's just going to go into the glove of Durante. Easy save for him, and we're going to kick it over to the sideline reporter, Pat Machado, see what he has in store from us at his angle down there. Pat, take it away for us.
Guys, Ryan Bunko was pretty clear that the effort from his team needed to increase in the final frame. Well, that opening shift seems to reflect that sense of urgency. The forecheck did an incredible job of tiring out the Cortland defenders, which led to a golden chance in the slot that was saved by Durante. Gosick said in an interview with the Pal Times that this team doesn't get very many grade A chances. The Lakers could use a few more of what we saw out of the gate. Back to you.
And Robillard picks that one up at the red top of the face-off circle, pinned against the boards immediately by Jan. Jan's going to try to throw that on net, but it wraps around. Cool keeps that one in, but he takes a hard hit from Andriaki. Back behind the net, Cortland manages to escape with it through a slew of Oswego players. They're going to drop that one down. Coming down the corner is Jan. Jan down in the corner trying to battle for that one. That one's going to be picked up by Smith. Trying to find Jan again, couldn't do so. Sleeth's just going to bank that one off the glass, but it's stopped at the point by Cerrillo. And Grupp's going to pick that one up in center ice. That one goes straight into the glove of Andriaki. Now the Lakers have a chance, but McQuaid gets stopped real quick from a nice poke check from Grupp. He's going to get it across ice to Dickinson. Dickinson throws it up to Smart. Smart couldn't maintain possession of that, and Bunker comes in on the pinch, doesn't get full contact on that one, and Grupp has a shot opportunity, and that one goes off of the edge of the building. Goes off the rafters there, rolls up the stick of Dickinson and out of play. Sloppy play, Thomas. Sloppy play.
Absolutely, and that puck was screeching out of play and goes sky high over the protective netting behind the goal of Cal Shell. A good block by Dickinson, but Cortland has really been taking the play to Oswego right now. No line has really stood out for the last 2 minutes or so as Durante was fixing his equipment down there. There's a reason why we hold on, but Cortland, they're taking the play to Oswego, and that's what they want. On the other hand, Oswego needs a response here.
Arcan putting some pressure on Anderson as he tosses back, and that one's going to be called offsides. A very close play, just off by a hair. So we have a face-off at the far side neutral zone circle. Oswego needs to get a face-off win here, push it down in Cortland zone, and maintain possession within the zone, something they haven't done here in really the last 20 minutes of play. And that one right away tried to get shot back down into the zone, but it goes off the face of Beaudry. Drone in front and an opportunity for the Dragons, but that one goes off the toe of Shell's pads. That one manages to escape the zone, and a weird bounce off the board goes in front of the crease rather than behind the net. Dickinson tries to shoot it up, but he fans on it, and now it's a 3-on-1 chance right here. They're going to dump it off, and that one goes wide. Bunka gets it back down in the corner, trying to chip it up. Well, only gets a piece of it, didn't get full contact. Back up to Ficini. He's going to throw it. Bounces off of Cortland's stick and behind the net. Chipped up the ice trying to find Calabufo. He couldn't settle it as the puck's bouncing across the ice. It's finally settled down by Ficini. Ficini gets it back at the red line, and he's just going to dump it in the far side corner. Goes behind the goal line, picked up by Semrad. Semrad's going to take it up the near side with some speed himself, and he tries getting it over to somebody, but couldn't do so. He blows the tire, so Bunka's just going to chip it out. And that's going to be thrown on net. Shell, easy stop. Up to Gato. Gato coming down the side. He tries to do something with it, and it goes straight into the pads of Cool. But Bull back behind the net. They get it back up top to Semrad. Semrad back to Bull. Bull at the circle, he shoots it, and just like on the other end, that one rolls up a stick like a skate ramp, and it flies out of play over the netting and into the concourse area.
And overall, a busy period for not just the players so far, but the fans, as the announcement of be prepared when pucks may propel into the stands at any time. We've had 2 in just a matter of minutes.
Somebody's going home with a souvenir here tonight, but Bull gets it in the corner. He's got a bit of pressure on him. He tries getting it up to point to Semrad, but it was intercepted. Semrad pinches down and keeps it in. Smith's gonna dump that one up. That one's gonna be Verticlaws. And now coming down, Alex DiCarlo has an opportunity, and DiCarlo shoots, he scores! Alex DiCarlo, the Oswego point leader, and he comes in clutch right when they need him. 14:25 left to go here in the third period. Pokes that one low behind the pad, and it's 3-3.
And what a beauty, Alex DiCarlo. He was one of the guys that was due. Durante Bay, he thought he was going on the blocker side, and he finds it just along the left side of the pad of the glove side of Luca Durante, ties things up. Rightfully due, rightfully deserved. Alex DiCarlo says the word, 3-3 Lakers.
DiCarlo, an absolute ripper of a shot, as we mentioned earlier. And it's a really hard shot to read off of the stick, especially if you're expecting it to go a different direction. As they're gonna come in close on Shell with that one. Clifford decides to come in pretty close to Shell, but Oswego's gonna play it smart. They're not gonna do anything crazy. They can't afford the penalty right now as it's tied 3-3. They had to battle back to this point.
They definitely can't afford anything like that. And the one thing that I've noticed so far in this period, no Noah Bull on the ice and no Noah Bull on the bench. So we hope he is okay, but we have not seen him so far in this third period.
Coming off the ice now is Grimshaw. Grimshaw takes a hit, but he gets a great pass cross ice, and Robillard with a chance in front. Grimshaw gets it over to Calabufo. Calabufo finds Robillard streaking center ice, and a great opportunity that Durante manages to get back centered and make the stop there. What a save, Thomas.
Absolutely, and Luca Durante sliding almost all the way to the goal line, but couldn't keep it out and kept it out past the goal line and keeping things all square. Close opportunity. Troy Robillard getting in on the rush on the defensive end.
Being a goalie yourself, Thomas, how hard is it to read a play like that coming across?
Oh, it's really ridiculous. You don't know where the puck's going to go, or a shoot or a pass. You never know. And even just the shots on goal, you even saw that one opportunity with Alex DiCarlo coming down the side. Luca Durante thought blocker side. DiCarlo said, I'll take glove side instead. And now we have a 3-3 game. So it's just really, truly a challenge as a goaltender. And you look at these guys that do it day in and day out, stick taps to them for sure.
And we knew this was going to be a close matchup before we came into this game today. Both teams played similar teams last weekend as the Oswego State Lakers made the trip up to North Country as well as Cortland. They played Potsdam and Plattsburgh. Oswego drops 6-1 to Plattsburgh and beats Potsdam 4-3. On the other end, though, Cortland beats Potsdam 7-3 and loses to Plattsburgh 2-1. So we knew that this was going to be a really close matchup coming in here today, and that came true as it's 3-3 right now. That one's tried to throw it in front, but it's blocked by an Oswego State defenseman. Grupp at the point, he takes a shot just wide. Romano's going to come down and punch that one back down into the zone. Bunch of contact down in the corner. As that one stopped, a stick goes flying. That's Grimshaw's stick. Barrett's going to try to dump that one in. He misses the backhand, but he redeems himself with the forehand. Cahill, heavy pressure. He's been a spark plug all night long. And that one's going to go the length of the ice, and it's going to be called icing. Face-off down in the Red Dragon zone. Now, taking it down to Machado. No, not Manny Machado. The one better and a little bit older Pat Machado.
Guys, to say that was the goal of the century, to say that goal was huge might be the understatement of the century, excuse me. Alex DiCarlo coming in with a huge equalizer, extending his point streak to 4 games. That's his first goal since St. Anselm at the end of 2022. And while we aren't at playoffs yet, this time of year, you need your stars to step up to the plate and do what they were brought in to do. The job's not over, but we're in for an exciting ride to the finish. Boys, back to you.
Thanks, Pat, for your fantastic sideline analysis down there, getting nice and close to the play, reading it all, and getting the emotion. As Warmoth gets the puck up at the point and jumping over that one, trying to protect himself was Sleeth. And Semrad goes down, and he has a red dragon on top of him. And he's being held down in the corner, and no penalty is called there despite being pushed down on the ice while the puck was nowhere near him. But another missed hook there. Warmoth had to fight through stick, nail, and tooth to manage to get that one down in the zone. Sleeth's coming across zone. He's going to throw it back down into the zone, trying to find McQuaid. Back around the boards. Dickinson pinches in, but he couldn't keep it in. Addison tosses that back down, but it's taken up by Fuccini. Fuccini's just going to get the red line and dump that one down in. Addison picks it up in the corner for the Lakers. McQuaid, start and stop. He tries to dump it off to Smart, but too much momentum skates through it. Looking back door and a big save for Cal Shell. Going crease to crease, getting the toe on that one and pushing it to the post, saving the game for the Lakers on that one. And another big save for Shell as a cross-ice shot from Cool. Cool has it at the point again, and Smart a big block there. Picked up by Seitz. Down in the corner, a bit of a scrum going on. Veneclaws and Seitz down in there. And it's under the skate. Addison picks it out, and Addison takes a huge hit into the boards there.
The convenient part, though, he was able to get it down ice and right on the goal of Luca Durante. The bad thing is Cortland's bringing the other way. Oswego still needs a change.
And Jackson Arcan's knocked up. He's grabbing towards his neck area. Hope that he's okay. Addison's slow to get up after the play down in the corner, too. They're taking a beating out here right now. Puck's pinned against the corner. That one's going to be kicked out. Addison gets it up to Bull. Bull with a nice move around. Serio's going to dump that one down in. On the forecheck is Burke. Burke trying to punch it out front for Knowlton, but it's intercepted. Bunka got it. Gato, he's going to toss it over to Addison. Just gets it off the stick of Bull, and then it looks like it hits the glass and bounces back in, but the wrong side of the glass. And Plattsburgh extends the lead to 4-1 against Brockport, so making this game even more important for the Lakers as Plattsburgh seemingly has control over that. And Geneseo scores 2-1 in the third. Geneseo is now leading over the Potsdam Bears. And a whistle there as we have a stoppage of play. Thomas, it's been a bit of a different third period than we saw in the second. The second slowed it down a bit. The first half of the third was really slow for the Lakers, but that goal boosted their momentum quite a bit.
Absolutely, but if you track your way back all the way back to their beginning of the year, Oswego was up 5-2 going into the third period down in Alumni Arena. Cortland would get 2 to claw back and make it a 5-4 game, so they're definitely a third period team and has showed so far in this third period.
Grimshaw, a nice little poke up to Calabufo, back up to Robillard. Robillard, a couple deflections in front into the glove of Durante. It looked like it was going to go wide anyways, but still a fantastic effort by the Lakers to screen Durante, take away his eyes, and try to deflect the puck in a different direction.
Yeah, and Robillard getting the shot through, that's just half the battle when playing teams like Cortland. They want to get in those lanes, and they do it a lot. And Robillard able to find the seam and get it through and get a good redirection opportunity.
As Robillard takes another one, and Cahill gets a good shot off. Puck still loose, and it's nowhere, and they blow it off. The refs are saying no goal, but the goal judge called it a goal. Mayhem. We couldn't see what was going on up here at this angle. The puck was loose originally. Take a look at this replay here.
Yeah, we see it's just an absolute dogfight, but the thing is, Cahill clears day right there, hits it in with his glove. The frustration behind the Lakers, and Cahill clearly agitated by it. It'll remain 3-3, but you got to do that cleanly if you want to get the job done here tonight. And It's been just everything but clean tonight for Oswego State and Cortland.
And Pat Machado had a frontline view of that one, so Pat's going to walk us through what just happened. Pat?
Guys, I think what the referee saw there was Tommy Cahill pushing the player that was down inside the crease for Cortland into Durante. It's the call that the crowd doesn't like, but they're going to have to live with it. And if anything, this should be motivation for the Lakers to go back and right that wrong. Back to you.
Thank you. And Connor Gato playing without a glove right now. His glove's in the corner. True warrior sport out here, as he does not care if he's taking shots. He's going to get off the ice now as his glove remains down in the corner. Got to prioritize safety after all. It does still have quite a bit more games going on for the season. As a wraparound attempt by Cahill there, trying to get back what he lost. And DiCarlo with another chance. That one gets pushed wide. Durante's flopping around like a fish in the middle, and there's a delayed call on the Red Dragons. And the Oswego State Lakers go on a power play with 8:37 here to go in the third. Interference will be the call, and Durante was flopping around like a fish out of water in his crease there, Turge.
Wow, electric last couple minutes is what we've seen here in the Deb. And this is a must convert for Oswego. I'll say it time and time again, but now it's crunch time. You're having the offensive opportunities. You're having the close chances. You get a goal waved off. Now you have a 5-on-4 with 8:37 remaining. Your power play hasn't really done much tonight, but the chances have been there. You know just as well as I do, Kyle, there's going to be a time where that's going to change.
And this is a better time than ever for the Lakers to change that, as Calabufo gets it in the high slot. Cortland's penalty kill playing extremely aggressive, which has benefited them so far in this game a few times, but that aggression could also be a huge fault given the wrong situation at the wrong time. As Shell, risky play there. And a takeaway right there. And a great play. A block by Warmouth keeps that one out of the net. And they're going to go down with each other down in Oswego's zone. No call there. And that's going to be dumped right back down into Oswego's zone. But Calabufo was right there to grab it. Gato's going to take it in himself. He cuts into the center of the ice. DiCarlo back to Warmouth at the point. He gets it over to Calabufo. Calabufo trying to do something with it. He gets it over to Cahill. Back to Calabufo. Calabufo trying to get it in front, and a great opportunity for DiCarlo. Just couldn't get his shot off there. And a bouncing puck. That one just goes wide of the net. A good opportunity for Warmouth at the point, and Warmouth misses a wide open pass there. Just goes under the sticks. 50 seconds left to go on this penalty for the Cortland Red Dragons. Warmouth loses his stick, and Oswego's getting out-battled in their own zone right now. And he takes a punch to the face, Warmouth does. And they're complaining the refs, the Red Dragons are. Coming down is Grimshaw. RK with a shot in front, and that one's gloved away by Durante. What a chance. And Turge, you were saying a decent amount. The Lakers, they've had opportunities, haven't capitalized on them. It's going to have to turn eventually. Looked like we almost had one right there.
The other hand, though, we almost had a shorthanded goal. And Cortland already having 5 so far this year. I think it probably will have went wide from what we could see up here, but either way, a convenient block for Quinn Warmouth, able to really hold his own on the defensive end, but a pickpocketed play almost led into the back of the net of Oswego State.
And that one goes right up the boards to Dickinson. He instantly faces some pressure, but Sleeth, good play to keep that one alive. That one gets wrapped around by Romano. McQuaid tries to kick it down in, but it's intercepted. Dickinson takes it in himself. That one gets to Sleeth. Sleeth trying to get it up to Grimshaw. He faced a bit of pressure. Dickinson, although he is tall and has a lot of reach, that one was even out of his reach, and now they return to full strength. That one's going to be kept in the Cortland zone. Sleeth gets it up to McQuaid. McQuaid with a shot. That one goes off the blocker of Durante, back down into the corner, but Sleeth picks it up. Sleeth trying to take it in himself, and that goes off the blocker, or not the blocker, the glove of a defensive player. McQuaid taking it up himself. Now he finds Sleeth back door. Sleeth, a shot opportunity back door, gloved away by Durante. The Lakers playing with a whole different urgency here in the third period.
Well, it's because they know how important this game is. Every game is important. It's pretty much playoff time. A good save by Durante on the opportunity by Sleeth. as he goes into the open end of the ice, able to fire one right on the glove of Durante, but an easy save by the netminder in Cortland.
And a bit of a scrum to start, and Smart takes that one out. Smart takes a body and wasn't able to get a shot off or anything, and he's getting shots at him already. He got shoved into the goalie and then keeps getting shoved after the play there. The refs aren't going to call anything. They're just going to break up the play. Oswego State student section does not like that one at all whatsoever. They're chirping down on the Cortland team. It's going to get more and more physical. There's 6 minutes left. This is a do-or-die game for both teams, really. We're just going to see it be turned more and more physical as it goes on, Turge.
Absolutely, and when you got the guy that really stirs the ruckus for this Oswego State team right in the middle of it, that being Shane Bull, you can't expect anything otherwise. And with a Cortland team that plays as physical as ever, you're going to have some ruckus in front of goal.
As Smart takes a good pickpocket there, he tries finding a streaking Andriaki coming down. Andriaki and Smart take each other out. 3-on-3 coming down, and a good stick from Bunka shuts off that man advantage opportunity. Bunka now has got it down in the corner, and he gets taken out. No call. And a bunch of stuff going down to the corner, and that looks like it's going to be a penalty against the Cortland Red Dragons. I'm assuming it was the Dragons, given the whistle was blown when it touched their stick.
It's looking like it's going to go for a cross-check, and it'll be another power play for Oswego.
And that's going to be number 18, Burke, a cross-check. And he's arguing with the refs. He doesn't agree with the call. The refs say, well, I made it. I don't really care what you have to say.
To be fair, though, I mean, Burke and Bunka were really going at it, and things have gotten that way where it always is. They never get the first, but they will get the second. So, I mean, Oswego now another power play just about a couple minutes later, and another opportunity for the Lakers.
Calabufo gets it back door to DiCarlo. DiCarlo looking for another goal here tonight. Couldn't get it on that one, though. Shoots it a bit wide. Warmoth back over to DiCarlo. DiCarlo back up top. Warmoth over to Calabufo. Front to Gato. Back down to DiCarlo. Just passing along the outside. Gato to Calabufo with a shot. One-timer. That one hits the pad of Durante and goes back down in Oswego's zone.
An excellent setup there for the Lakers. They move the puck on that far side for a constant about 10 to 15 seconds, which opened up Calabufo on this near side for the one-timer. Good save, though, by Durante.
DiCarlo finds Gato down below the goal line, back up to DiCarlo. DiCarlo's going to toss it up to Warmoth. Warmoth's going to walk the blue line, try to get a shot off. That's going to flutter down in the corner to Cahill. Calabufo now, back to Warmoth. Calabufo's got it again. He's going to dump it in the corner to Cahill. Cahill with a weird angle shot, but it came an opportunity anyways. Cahill has it on the far side corner, and he takes a shove. He goes into the boards hard. Shell has it down in Oswego's zone. Warmoth at the red line. Takes it up to Sleeth. Sleeth just gets that one poked away from him from Donegan. McQuaid's going to take this one in the zone himself. He tips it over to Grimshaw. Grimshaw looking for the backdoor opportunity, not electing to shoot it, and that one flies down in the corner. Cortland's able to dump it back down once more. Behind the net, Addison starts the breakout by hitting Sleeth. Sleeth takes it wide. Up to Addison at the point. Grimshaw at the top of the circle, looking for Sleeth inside. Gonna get it. McQuaid's there, though, and that one goes off of Sleeth's shin pads. It's in Sleeth's skates. McQuaid with a shot opportunity, and Sleeth with a backhanded Durante somehow manages to slide over and get it.
A great, miraculous rolling save by Durante, but this is my point on this one. If I'm Grimshaw about 10, 15 seconds before, don't even try and feed in the slot, just throw it on goal. He's right at the top of the circle. You look at Tommy Cahill, he's shooting from below the goal line, and even that one provide a good opportunity for Oswego State. So at this point, I feel like you just need to fire away all cylinders. No shot is not a bad shot in this game, and it showed right there. Cahill with a close opportunity.
Yeah, Lakers looking for that perfect golden opportunity backdoor pass, but you're not always going to get that. Sometime you're going to get your goals through throwing it on net and crashing the net for rebounds. and the clock has not started here in the Deb. So we'll see how that affects this, but down in the corner, Bull's gonna punch it back. Now it's going up to DiCarlo. That one flutters up, hits the top of the boards, and then slithers its way down into the penalty box.
Yeah, and that was really a very ironic kind of turnaround. Oswego not really on their toes, but more on their heels. Cortland bringing the puck to them. Clock never started for about a solid 10 seconds as the officials discuss, as Joe Cardarelli was waving from across the ice, and we're going to try and figure out where the clock will be set. Currently it says 3:11 on the scoreboard as officials decide. But right now you got, either way, you're going to have roughly around 3 minutes left here in the third period in a 3-3 game. Lots of threes on the scoreboard right now. 3 for each side on the scoreboard. Oswego 33 shots, 3 minutes in period 3. So I guess 3 is the magic number tonight. I'm hoping it doesn't result in a tie being 3-3. Overall, 2 minutes left to go in the Geneseo game, 2-1 in favor of the Knights there. We got updates now. It is finally 3-1 for the Knights. They captured an important 2 points against Potsdam. On the other hand, Plattsburgh against Brockport, they're getting the better edge of the Golden Eagles. A 4-1 game down at Wegmans Ice Arena.
That shot's immediately stopped by Durante. We'll have a face-off down in the Red Dragon zone. 2:56 on the clock. So they did move it quite a bit ahead, about 10, 15 seconds or so, but Addison goes back as the Red Dragons drop a glove from the bench onto the ice. Calabufo battling along the boards. That one's picked up by Addison. He tries to get it over to Grimshaw. Grimshaw couldn't find it on his stick, but Barrett's got it. But that one's poked away from Barrett. Now coming down is Bela. Stopped by Shell. Cahill coming down the side with a bit of speed himself. He's going to cut it towards the middle. He's had a good shot opportunity, few good shot opportunities and a goal here tonight himself. As Barrett tries throwing it up the ice, but it was blocked and went nowhere after that. Now coming down, he's just going to chip it and let Sleeth go down and recollect that himself. Shot opportunity in front, that goes off the back of McQuaid, but Andriaki picks it back up. Andriaki keeps going with it. He's going to try to chip it over to McQuaid. McQuaid can't get possession of it. He's just going to dump it back down behind the net. Sleeth trying to find Andriaki on that one. In the corner, picked up by 16. And now Cortland has possession of it. Coming up is Clifford. He tips it over to Donegan. Donegan goes down in the corner. He faces a couple of Lakers, Semrad and Warmouth. Semrad's going to sky that one off the ice, and that one domes off an Oswego State player on the bench.
You got a minute 30 left here in the third period, and really, it could go either way. Both teams have played very well in just short spans of time. It's just been a tug-of-war style of game tonight between Oswego and Cortland. You know, you look at these two teams, history hasn't lied. Oswego has had the better luck of Cortland, but they're just a relentless team. They'll play you hard. And Oswego isn't able to convert and take the lead so far, but Plattsburgh taking the win in Brockport 4-1 final there.
Now that Plattsburgh takes that win, Oswego has to get a goal here in the last minute and 15 if they want to maintain that #1 spot in the SUNYAC after this weekend. But coming up the boards is Burke for Cortland. He finds it in front over to Sight. Bunka put some pressure on it, and DiCarlo has it now. DiCarlo with a goal already here on the night. Him and Robillard coming down. DiCarlo with a shot opportunity, and that one goes into the 5-hole, but blocked away. Back behind the net now, the Red Dragons have it. It's going to be picked up by Grupp. Grupp throws it up to Burke, but it's stopped in the neutral zone. Grupp taking it in himself now. The Red Dragons on a bit of a rush coming down in, and a shot from the far side blocked away by Shell. 34 seconds left to go here in the game. Grimshaw taking it down in for the Lakers. he overskates it, but it kind of worked out in his favor as it creates a little bit of space down to Calabufo. Calabufo tries throwing it in front for Cahill, but he couldn't connect on that one. So coming down now is the Red Dragons. They're going to fire it down. That one takes a weird bounce off the boards, and Shell's just going to trap that one on the ice. 15 seconds left to go in the third period.
And with 15 seconds, Kyle, we were in the same spot just a period ago. Roughly just about a good time to make a one-chance opportunity down the ice, or you can eat the puck, whichever one works. But if you're Oswego, you're going to need a lot of speed in 15 seconds, and you're going to need a really good shot to get it past Luca Durante.
As the puck drops there and the clock is ticking down, we have 10 seconds left to play. And it looks like the Lakers are going to elect to just keep it along the boards kind of policy. As 3 seconds left to go, and this game is going to end in a tie here tonight. And it's going to go into an overtime period. My apologies. So the Lakers have a chance still to get the win here. It's going to be crucial for them to get the win, but no matter what, if the Lakers take the win, Cortland gets at least a point. And likewise, on the other end, both teams get a point regardless, but you still want those more points going into this later part of the season.
Absolutely, and Luca Durante looks like he's fixing his pad for final 5 minutes, really, before, or maybe less, so you never know. Sudden death overtime, and the Lakers, they won that third period. And that's really all you can really say. A 3-3 game, there's going to be 5 more minutes. A little bit of extra hockey here on a Friday night. What more can you ask for besides Pat Machado?
Yeah, we're going to toss it down to Mullet Man himself, Pat Machado, for our overtime analysis.
Thanks, Turge. And I previewed in my pregame hit, if you saw in the pregame show, that we were likely going to see a playoff atmosphere tonight, and they left it all out on the ice. Oswego State getting back into that third period and playing a much different game than they played through periods 1 and 2. There's been a lot of talk around the sports world lately about parity in the NFL, the NHL, and whatnot. Well, we're seeing it in the SUNYAC here this year. And if this game is any indication of what we're going to see in the weeks to come, you're going to want to stay here on Hockey Night in Oswego to watch it all unfold. This season is something special, and now we're going to see something we won't see in the playoffs, 3-on-3 overtime here in the Deb.
Yeah, so 3-on-3 overtime. Obviously, if you are a fan of the NHL, it's very similar to that overtime style. 3-on-3, a lot of open ice, very fast move, fast pace, a lot of passing. You don't see much possession in one zone. It's a lot of back and forth, up and down the ice, quick changes, but it's also a very quick period, about 5 minutes. And Turgeon, what are both keys for both teams to try to come out with the win here tonight?
Well, for Oswego, you got to do the little things. Cortland has done them very well tonight. Block shots, your one-on-one battles in the corners, your just proper net traffic and blocking lanes. It's 3-on-3. You're going to have a lot more room to work with, and you're going to have to use your speed. Cortland's got a fast team themselves, but you need to outpower that physicality with your own speed and try and generate some opportunities in the back of the net. You only got 5 minutes, so let's see what turns out.
And 60 was not enough, so we get an extra 5 on the frame. And starting for the Cortland Red Dragons is Burke, Seitz, and Grupp, Gato, Addison, and DiCarlo for the Lakers. And it's chance right away in front for the Red Dragons. Shell shuts down Burke, showing off a little Carey Price. You know, getting it, making it flashy. Throws the glove around a little bit. Throw some sauce on top of the save.
You gotta be lucky to be good and good to be lucky. And Cal Shell has had both of those, flashing the leather with confidence. Oswego, an unfortunate break there where Cortland almost ended this thing early.
Menaclaus wins that one back to the top, and again, Shell makes a crucial save, dropping down against the post and stopping it there. Cahill has it. He's going to throw it across to Dickinson at the top. Calabufo takes it down the far side wing. He's going to cut towards the middle more into Dickinson with an opportunity on the rebound. Dickinson gets it again. He tries getting it over to Calabufo, but that one was intercepted by Donegan. Ficini has it, and Oswego's going to elect to get a change of forwards. Ficini throws it across the ice to Venaclaus. Setimo coming up, and he takes a hit. And a wraparound goal for Setimo. He beats down Sleeth around the corner, wraps it around the net, and Shell was not able to streak the pad out fast enough to shut that one down. Cortland State takes the win here in the Deb tonight, 4-3. Setimo just rushing down super quick on that one. Speed kills, and that's what killed the Lakers here today, Thomas.
Speed kills, but special teams also kill. You allow 2 goals on the power play, and you don't really convert much on your own. And for Oswego, this one's bitter. You knew it all along. They had the opportunities. They outshot Cortland. They beat them in that third period to tie it up to force overtime. But at the end of the day, if we look at this replay one more time, I think Shell was a little bit over-rotated on this goal by Setimo when he went for the challenge. But, I mean, Cortland, they looked like a very well-rounded team tonight. They worked hard. They did the little things also well for a full 60 minutes. I can't really say much that was negative about them besides they allowed Oswego to score 3. All 3 goals that Oswego scored, they had to work for them, and they had to work hard for them. And they were able to do the things that Oswego really couldn't do, and that was they were able to kill off those penalties, and Oswego wasn't able to capitalize.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, Cortland had a fantastic game. They really looked solid overall. They had a few really good goals that ended up being really detrimental for the Lakers, and that overtime wraparound seals the deal on a goal from Setimo. The Lakers had their opportunities. They didn't capitalize upon the power play, so they kind of shot themselves in the foot in that regard and taking way too many penalties. If the Lakers want to make a far push in the season, they need to get their discipline under wrap and stop taking so many penalties, as their penalty kill has been proven time and time again to not be the most successful. But that's all we got here in the booth for Kyle Spizak and Thomas Turgeon. Good night, everybody. We're going to throw it over to the perch for a post-game recap. So, we got Luke Rosenthal, Tommy Tallarino, and Mike Shetler to take it away for you, fellas.
Thanks, Kyle. It was quite the game here in the Deb. It was a 4-3 win for those Cortland Red Dragons, their 6th ever win here in the Deb. I'm Luke Rosenthal. Join with me is Tommy Tallarino, Michael Shetler, and our guy on the sideline, Pat Machado, came up to talk to us a little bit. So, guys, what were your first thoughts, coming right off the loss? I want to start with you, Pat, because you were down there. You saw all the action. What are your thoughts of that game?
That might have been one of the best hockey games that we've seen here in the Deb in a while, and I mean that wholeheartedly. Oswego State could have been a little bit stronger in the first couple of periods, but it was back and forth, and it's been a narrative all year. It's the penalties that be killing this team. You can't blame that power play goal, especially the third goal for Cortland, on Cal Shell.
No.
It was a rebound opportunity. He couldn't get back into position. But that third period might have been the best that I've seen Oswego play all year, at least in the terms of recognizing the urgency of the situation and acting on it. And that's going to be important moving forward when every single game that we're going to see from here on out is going to be that gritty. You're going to have to fight for every single inch on the ice.
The entire way through. Let's take a look at the game summary here of all the stats and all the action of this one. And it was a close one throughout, guys. You see Oswego leading in shots, but not great on the power play, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it all came down to, not capitalizing on opportunities, and they had a lot of them. 0-7 on the power play, 2 more power play opportunities in the third period. They just couldn't get the job done. Obviously, Alex, the dog, DiCarlo, was able to get in the back of the net, but that was just not enough. They took it into overtime, and at the end of the day, give all the credit to Cal Shell. He played a heck of a game, but in the end of the day, let it slip in the back of the net with a wraparound goal, and that's what did it for him.
He did a little wraparound.
Did a little wraparound. A little wraparound. Got him in the end.
So speaking of that game-winning goal, guys, it was a beautiful one. It was a beautiful one. You thought coming into this, last 5 minutes in the overtime right now, Tommy, take me through that last goal. We're going to see it here in just a few seconds. What did you think about it?
Yeah, we'll throw it up here for the replay, and we saw Oswego defense get beat a little bit. Cortland, they came around with the backhand. Shell couldn't move over, and Cortland found the back.
Yeah, and we're going to take a look at some of these goals throughout the game right now. It was Satimo with that game winner, guys. A little wraparound like we just said.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. But a lot of scoring in this one. I said it was going to be 5-4 to begin.
You're close.
Ended up being 4-3 as we take a look at these goals right here, Tommy.
Yeah, we see this is the last one right here, Satimo goal. That was the game winner right there. As you can see, Cal Shell, he just couldn't move over in time. Had an amazing night. We said early on in the period, he probably had the save of the year.
He did have the save of the year. And
beautiful.
we have a replay of that as well. But I don't want that goal to be like the remaining memory of this game, guys, because Cal Shell played one heck of a game, Pat.
It's important to note also that goal, if it's not 3-on-3 overtime, I don't think that happens. You're going to have a person back on defense.
Yeah.
You're not going to have all three of your skaters committed forward to try to get that goal. So you're not going to see that in the playoffs when 3-on-3 overtime isn't a thing. As far as Cal Shell, I think he played outstanding today. He gave the Lakers a chance to win the game, and that's all you can ask from your goaltender.
I agree.
And it's what you love to see with him, this being his first game back. We'll take a look at some of these Cal Shell replays. If you want to take us through these, Michael.
Yeah, if you look here, Cal Shell had a really dominant performance. I could see he was hanging his head at the end of the game, but he had some amazing saves. And this being one of them, just extends, does the full split. He did everything he could on that ice to prevent these Laker goals. Obviously, he let 3 in, but he had a lot of saves, and he played one heck of a game. Nothing to hang his head. I know he's going to want that last goal back, but you can't win them all. You can't save them all.
You got to wonder the types of stretches he has to do to have that flexibility to be able to do the splits.
Guessing some serious yoga.
Oh,
Not one that I'm capable of doing, that's for sure.
No doubt. I would tear something. I'm sure all of us would tear something here. But we're going to take a look around the SUNYAC because this wasn't the only pivotal game that had some impact on the standings. There were 2 other ones around New York State that'll have some pivotal impact on this SUNYAC here. Plattsburgh got 4-1 on the Brockport Golden Eagles. They take that one. And then Geneseo, like we sort of thought, guys, taking it at Potsdam 3-1, Tommy.
Yeah, this is why they're a great team. They find ways to win. Potsdam battled with them for the first 2 periods, and Geneseo squeaked out 2 goals, walk away with a 3-1 win. For Plattsburgh, they handled business. They went on the road to Brockport, put up 4 goals, and that secured a win.
Absolutely, and a loss right here for Oswego. Going to take them down in the polls a little bit. It's a tough one, but it is what it is. I'm sure they'll bounce back. But that's going to do it here at the Deb for us at WTOP 10. For producer Jared Wakefield, director Jacob Bradley, myself, Luke Rosenthal, Tommy Tallarino, Mike Shetler, Pat Machado, and all of our crew here at WTOP 10. We wish you a great night, and we'll see you in the next one.